It's on One Piece
The thing is, like,
with the same fighting scene. Oh,
he's playing footsies with me, trying to summon my worm.
he said, "Back off."
We're too tired.
He said,
We're
"Back off."
almost done. 2023.
We have one more year, guys.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast, where once a week we discuss a topic in TV, movies, and today we're doing video games. And my lovely panel of hosts here, to my left, Big
Mochi.
Brother Augie,
Mochigome.
slash Mochi
Forrest Gump.
slash Forrest Gump.
Dude, I like that.
That's not bad.
I heard that the other
And to my right, making his return to the podcast, Saul, a.k.a. Shroud.
What's up?
And today, we're going to be discussing our game of the year for 2010 all the way up to 2023. And of course, support the channel, like, subscribe, share, do all those things without wasting any time. Who's going first?
I'm going first.
Yeah.
Woo, there we go. Okay, so starting off with 2010. Saul, what is your game of the year?
Oh, man. 2010 had a lot of good games.
It had a lot of good games.
It was, I think, without a doubt. Oh, man. You see, the thing is, I put them there, and I knew the ones that I wanted to say.
Okay. And you know what? Before you give your final answer, what I was supposed to do at the beginning of the round, just to buy a little more time, I just wanted to list a bunch of the possible game of the year, just for people who aren't familiar with the year itself. This year had Mass Effect 2, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty Black Ops. For some people, maybe Halo Reach, God of War 3, Mario Galaxy 2. Like, I could keep going. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. But go ahead. What is your selection?
Oh, man. I think I have to give it to...
So you haven't decided.
He's all looking still.
Do you need the envelope? You're going to open the envelope?
Yeah,
first?
give me the envelope.
Game of the year goes to
Oh, Red Dead. It has to be Red Dead for me.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Can I go next then?
Well, let him explain just really quick why. We're not going to go into the details of the video game itself, but just quick reason why is it your game of the year for that year?
I think the pattern I'm going to have to follow with my deciding factor is how did this change gaming for me? Because the games were very good. If they made it on my list here, they were very good. Right. So it's really just which one just either changed gaming for me or just meant something to me. And Red Dead was amazing. I don't think I had ever played a Western game ever prior to this.
What else is there?
I don't know.
The old one.
Call of
it might be Red Dead
Yeah,
still.
that's what I was saying.
It's like everything that came out was because of the success of Red Dead, and they're like, do people want Western? But yeah, Red Dead was amazing. The story was amazing. The multiplayer,
amazing.
Amazing. So yeah, I have to give it a Red Dead as much as I wanted to give it a Mass Effect 2.
I thought you were going Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, but no, I had to give it a Red Dead. It was just an amazing game, and then the expansion for it later. Do you remember that?
The undead, whatever.
Dude, that was so good.
It was a weird zombie mode, but it was still fun.
It was so unexpected.
It's the best zombie mode still.
What?
It's the best zombie mode. Still. It's a free world zombie.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
It was a free world zombie. We got to go out there just mess around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mine, and those are the reasons why we spent so many hours in that game. So
Saul picks Red Dead. Augie, what is your selection for 2010 Game of the Year?
I picked Red Dead 2. That's why I was like, Red Dead 2, I'm telling you, is for every reason he said. And like I said, it just... It was called Black Ops. I didn't really like Black Ops as much as the Modern Warfares.
Right.
So...
And this is still like peak Call of Duty years, too.
Yeah.
Like that stretch.
So that's why I was like, the zombie craze was going out. So I like their zombies the best, even though, because the other ones you're kind of locked in.
Yeah.
The other ones, we could stay in this area, but if you wanted to take off, you could just leave on your horse. Undead horses, and it's just, that was the best one, I think.
It was peak.
It might have, I don't know yet, but it might have carried to 2011.
I mean, you guys can also like special shout out if you want. That's on you. I don't care.
That was my shout out. I mean, BioShock 2 as well, but BioShock 2 is probably the weakest of the BioShocks. So that's all I'll say.
I mean, Toy Story 3 came out this year. All right. And for my pick for 2010 Game of the Year is Red Dead Redemption, man. Clean sweep. Dude, like for me, again, they've already said enough, but for me, what I go back to is just like, we did the same thing in Grand Theft Auto 4. We would just make up our own stupid games. And we used to go on a railroad that was like over like a big old lake or whatever, river. And we'd go, it was like a tight, really narrow railroad. And we'd go on horses just with our knives. And then like joust. We'd run past and then cut each other, and sometimes you'd fly in the water. All the boars, we used to call them pigs.
Yeah.
Like all the wild animals you had to hunt down. Just
they would actually like mess us up.
Yeah.
that'd kill you.
Dude, tall trees, the cougars and the bears.
Oh, yep.
You would never see them coming. Just
and the railroad was right next to that too, so that was the best spot on the map.
And like there was the gang hideouts, but when you found other people who you knew were playing together, it truly felt like a gang war. We'd be like, all right, ride up on the horse. We got to meet up over here.
Yeah.
These guys are messing with us.
Oh, the cannons. You'd get all the cannons.
That's what I was going to say. We controlled the border to Mexico.
Fun. And this guy never missed a headshot ever.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
That was probably the best I've ever been at a video game ever. Was the Red Dead multiplayer. Guy. And just like the unique way to start off a match, where you start off in
Pedro's
a Mexican standoff.
Pedro fixed your TV.
Yeah.
You know, you just said, has there been another Western game? And funnily enough, the one I just barely played recently, because Ruben's been playing it, is, oh man, am I going to forget the name? Holy crap. It's Western themed, Hunt Showdown.
Hunt Showdown.
So imagine Red Dead, but it's an extraction type game. So you go in, the three of us, and the objective is we find clues and we hunt down monsters. There's two monsters. Only 2 teams can extract with the bounty of those 2 monsters. You die, you lose all progression of your character and everything. So it's stakes are high, cool. But it's cool because
all like mixing a bunch of different video game elements together.
All the gunplay is super slow. Like if you have to reload, you better have done that like a minute ago because you're gonna
be getting hit.
It's so. But that's the only other Western game I've played since, really.
Okay, and another element we're gonna go ahead and do is at the end of every round, we'll say what the game of the year was. Now, he mentioned that the Video Game Awards didn't start until 2014. Before that was Spike Video Game Awards that we used to watch. The one constant has been the DICE Awards. So we're going to go based off of that, even though I have some beef with them later on. I think it's like one of the Last of Us years or something. But DICE Awards chose Game of the Year Mass Effect 2.
I figured.
Yeah, DICE, I noticed that like they leaned PC. Like, there's going to be some years where you're going to be like, what even was that game?
And in that case, we'll just ignore it.
I think I only played a demo of Mass Effect, but that shit was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I know 2, he played them all.
Mass Effect 2, for a lot of Mass Effect fans, was the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't, like, 3 go too far?
3 was just a conclusion. And, you know, with any story, like, people are going to feel some type of way about the conclusion. Mass Effect 2 was getting there. And so a lot of the decisions you made in Mass Effect 2 really set up what Mass Effect 3 was going to be like for you.
You know what I just thought of?
What's up?
Was Mass Effect the first Cyberpunk?
Well, it's not Cyberpunk.
No, but you were able to do shit on Mass Effect that you couldn't do in other games.
It's more sci-fi. Like I find myself wondering if Star Wars is Cyberpunk because there's planets and there's places that you get the vibes.
Because you could do stuff like.
Do you mean like from a gameplay perspective or from?
Yeah, like everything. Okay. You so customize your character.
Do you mean like Cyberpunk, like the game? Oh yeah, they're definitely the same genre. They're both role-playing games.
Okay, moving on. 2011, Saul went first, so Augie, take it away. But again, let me just list a couple. 2011 was also a great year for freaking video games. Batman Arkham City, Skyrim, Portal 2, Dead Space 2, Battlefield 3, and that was like the big return of Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
LA Noire. What else we got here? I mean, Witcher 2, Uncharted. I don't know. Dark Souls. Was there Uncharted?
Uncharted 3.
And like Mortal Kombat, the comeback from Mortal Kombat. This was a good year. So, Augie, 2011, what's your pick?
Batman Arkham City.
Why?
The best shit. It's the best superhero game, at least.
Yeah.
I could say that, because before that, I only played Iron Man on your Wii. And it was like...
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't a bad game.
That's too far. I don't know what year it came out, but yeah, it was a free roam game again. You can just go out there, complete it as you...
feel like Batman.
Yeah, like you got to do whatever you want, really. Like, I never really did the what do you call them? The Riddler shits.
Oh yeah.
I never did the Riddler.
Those are fun.
Yeah. They were too hard. Some of them were too hard. I just gave up. Like, I didn't platinum it. I didn't platinum Batman, but yeah, I like the gameplay. even like the combos.
The game ends with Batman with a sword.
Yeah.
Enough said.
I played Arkham City or Arkham Asylum late. You played it more than I did.
I abused that demo.
Arkham
when that
City
demo came out.
I remember
City,
playing the demo too, and I think my favorite part was the combos, the combat.
Like it was just nonstop. You just push circle, just dodge, and it's just. I just like the gameplay, and I like Batman. So I was gonna give it to Uncharted. That was my what I had a hard time, but I like Uncharted 2 the best. So
okay,
I can't.
I'll go number 2 this time around. My pick is Little Big Planet 2. If you know anything about me, I love Little Big Planet. My name was Sackboy on PlayStation for a while.
And still in my contacts.
Yeah, him and a couple people still call me Sack. It's not the best name in hindsight. But, yeah, this game is like no other. It's a game where you create games. I guess like Minecraft does something similar. But this was like my creative outlet. This is what led kind of like I've gotten a lot of. I've taken some of those elements and I've used them till today, like in editing videos and stuff. I mentioned this before in our other podcast that we did together. So like I've taken something away from it. Every time I'd watch a movie, I'd go home and like create a little replica of it. I made Transformers replicas. We made some shit we probably shouldn't have made in that game too. Just all the fun that we'd have, and then it was multiplayer, so we'd play with each other. You could play hide and seek. You could do all this stuff, and it was like we were
Big Guns.
Steve Big Guns. If you're familiar with Little Big Planet, he was like the top creator. I can't say enough good things about Little Big Planet 2, but Saul, what's your 2011 game of the year?
Shoo. Little Big Planet 2, it was hard.
Okay,
I did it. I saw it, but I was like, oh, like I loved it. But I think I didn't choose it because of later on.
Okay.
For me, it's going to have to be Skyrim. Even though when I think back, I don't even remember if I played it when it first came out. I must have. But Skyrim, the reason I'm really giving it to him is because that game kept coming back to me, because that game became one of my first introductions to modding for PC. And that's the thing, is like I remember playing it on the console, and then when I played it on PC, I was like, holy crap, there's this whole community. Like they completely remade the game. Like updated graphics, they added characters, they added weapons, there's so much there. People even added their own story modes and stuff. So for me, it's Skyrim. I feel The Witcher 2, no one bought because of Skyrim. They're the same genre, and it just got overshadowed.
Till Witcher 3, that was the one that did.
To this day, I haven't played The Witcher 2, and I own it. So maybe one day I'll play it, but I've always heard that that was a really good game, but it got overshadowed by Skyrim. And I just want to shout out Ellen Noir, because that game was also really good. I really like the whole mechanic of like, you have to decide whether they're telling the truth by their facial expressions. I remember that was like the whole gimmick of the game. But even besides that, Rockstar kind of always lets you be the criminal, but this time you were the cop. And then the 1940s, 50s era was really cool. The only other game I had played in that era was like the Mafia games.
And there's no other game like that either, at least with that mechanic where the facial animation had to be so good in order for it to work.
They even like remade it for VR so that I guess you can do it in VR.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the story of that game was actually really good too. I liked it.
I was close to picking Arkham City, but I can't deny Little Big Planet 2.
Yeah.
It was just undeniable.
Your whole name was...
Well, yeah, like not only that, but just like the hours spent on there.
Yeah.
It has to be over 1,000. All right. 2012 Game of the Year. I wasn't ready. I don't have all the games pulled up. But this one, we're going to go
That's the year of threes.
Is it?
Let's find out. Okay. Everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'll go first on this one. But again, some notable games. Borderlands 2, Mass Effect 3, Far Cry 3. For us, it might be. I don't know how big it was for everybody else. But Max Payne 3, Assassin's Creed 3. Halo 4 was like the comeback for Halo. That was a big deal. Journey was a lot of people's Game of the Year pick. That's an indie game. But for me, I went with... And now this one I didn't feel too strongly about. But still, Black Ops 2. And I think it might be my favorite Call of Duty because I think in hindsight, because at the time I did like Modern Warfare more.
Yeah.
So I thought at least. Mm-hmm. But I think when I think back on it, Black Ops just was more fun in terms of like how you could create a weapon. Like you could just make like the ugliest weapon. You could have like a purple gun with like a green lens, and like it was so customizable. And I used to just make dumb looking weapons. All the kill streaks on there I like more. I just like the era of Black Ops, I think I liked more and enjoyed more. But again, I don't feel too strongly about this. It's just there's no game that I would have put over it here. I don't even know what my second place would be. Maybe like Assassin's Creed 3. Maybe.
I somehow knew you were gonna have Black Ops 2 as
Really?
Yeah, because when I think of you, I know that's the one you played the most.
Yeah,
because it was ridiculous. I think you made it to the max. You made it to the max prestige. In that
oh
one,
yeah, that's when like that was my game. I don't mean like mine as in like over anybody else. I just mean like that's the game that I was playing on my console. Like if Black Ops came out, I was playing it. Well, even Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
But
I remember when we would play Headquarters, and we literally would win in like 2 minutes, but we would let the 20 minutes play by.
Yeah.
Just like not
let's just
letting
get some XP.
It was crazy.
I think there's a video of us getting blown up on YouTube. It's
Oh
in Havana.
yeah, I tried looking for it again, and I think it's gone now.
Search my old name, and it'll pop up.
Okay, so who wants to go second on this one? I could pick.
I could go if you want, because mine's Black Ops 2 too.
Hey!
That's why I was like, but mostly because that's mostly what we played most of the time that year. Because I mean, it was between Max Payne and Far Cry 3 because Vaz and all that. But
this is at the end of the PS3 era too, so not that many games were coming out, I guess.
Now I played zombies more on Black Ops 1. Now Black Ops 2 is when I kind of started going out of it. Like that's when they started adding some of the events, I think. Mm-hmm. Or am I thinking Black Ops 3?
It might be Black Ops 3.
Okay, but yeah, the one with the robot where it steps down and
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
That was like the last one. But yeah, I didn't really maybe this one I played. What's on Shino Numa?
That was
first
World
at War.
Yeah,
that was one of the
first.
Okay, then so yeah, it might have been.
I'll tell you, Black Ops 2 was amazing because that transit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't think that's the most I've been into zombies too.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the moon one? Did they have the moon on there too?
I think so. Black Ops 2 had like the most maps because they even brought Shino Numa back.
And
they brought all the original maps.
Zombies was still simple.
Yeah.
Not all these perks, not all these different like rules or anything. I just want to get on a map, let me buy some guns, let me find a box, and let me pack punch it. That's it.
I gotta say, the last time I was super into zombies was Cold War. Cold War zombies was really fun, and especially because I played with my girlfriend, I played with her little brother, so that one, like, I had a little community. But then they started kind of getting crazy too. They wanted to start implementing like the Warzone style to zombies.
It's too much.
It was too much.
So. All right, so game of the year 2012.
2012 for me, Mass Effect 3, because as much as some people have opinions about conclusions, I'm happy when something comes to an end. And at least Mass Effect 3 gives you a choice between three endings. In a lot of ways, I mean, some of the endings, they were different. It's just they could never make a sequel to that because depending on what ending you did, your future Mass Effects could be completely different. That's why the next Mass Effect, Andromeda, is like in a galaxy far, far away. So they have no idea what happened to the original survivors of Mass Effect. But yeah, I played that game so many times. And then the other thing is like, if I played that game, I had to play the others over again. So if I would do a complete playthrough like each time. So we're talking like playing through 3 games. And yeah, Mass Effect 2, amazing story, amazing characters, gameplay was fun. Was definitely my favorite RPG at the time. I want to bring up Max Payne because that was really fun for us. And I thought the story was cool, but the multiplayer was really fun. And then I do want to say that Far Cry 3 was so successful that that's the only reason why they keep making Far Cry.
Exactly. Yeah. So Max Payne 3, I don't care about the story. I don't remember the story at all. It's purely just multiplayer for me.
They basically bring them back to Brazil because it's the black market. They're selling organs and all that. And he's trying to figure out.
The story you can almost like.
The story's whatever.
Yeah.
It was there.
It was on multiplayer for sure.
What would you, before we leave, who mastered the slow motion better? Was it John Woo or is it Max Payne?
I feel like Max Payne because they found a way to do it multiplayer. Well, like Stranglehold, I don't remember playing it too much.
I know they did it nice.
Yeah, I remember the story mode. That's a demo I abused. I played that Stranglehold demo like 10 hours maybe, and it's only like a 10-minute demo.
We ran into Pedro online.
Yeah.
And we actually did the Matrix scene.
You jumped at each other?
Yeah,
I feel like that happened all the time, Max Payne. Like Max Payne, you jump up, shoot a rocket launcher at somebody. I just played it so much more where my answer would be Max Payne.
Yeah, they mastered the better slow, because even when you like kind of push yourself backwards, you would see the whole crouch, the push off.
Now, I forgot to mention the 2011 game of the year. 2011 was Mass Effect 2. or Mass Effect 2, that came out in 2010, right? Because I'm wondering if this is just because the award takes place in 2011 for the year of 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2010's Game of the Year was Mass Effect 2. 2011's Game of the Year was Skyrim. And now 2013... I'm sorry, it's throwing me off. It's throwing me off because it takes place in 2013. 2012's Game of the Year, the one that we're on right now, was Journey. Okay. So back to you, number 1.
2013?
2013.
Ooh, this is a tough year, man.
But let me go through very quickly. Now,
It's
this
between
year...
two for him. It's between 2.
This year is the year that the PS3, the next console generation came out, PS3, Xbox One. We had Grand Theft Auto 5. So it was the end of PS3, beginning of PS4, that era. The Last of Us. Devil May Cry remake. This is also like when they started making remakes, but not, they try to sucker you in by not putting a number on it. It's like BioShock Infinite. That was a continuation, but it is like a starting point as well. Mm-hmm. Same with Devil May Cry. Then we got Saints Row 4, Pikmin 3, Pokemon X and Y, if that's your thing. Lego Marvel Superheroes was big for me, but 2013, what's your pick, Saul?
This is so hard because GTA 5 came out, and we played the multiplayer a lot, but the story was good.
Yeah.
3 protagonists, got to switch between them. I immersed myself in that game very much, and leading up to it, I was super excited. But then Last of Us, holy shit, like that changed gaming. That told a story like no other. But then there's also BioShock Infinite for me, because BioShock Infinite was the best BioShock. The deal, dude, it is.
I need like the hot take button.
Dude, you think so?
No, I'm saying based off the internet. You don't remember like when that game came out?
The first one or that one?
When the game came out, people were like mad about that, saying that.
Let me tell you something about the internet. All right. BioShock 1 was cool. I liked it. It was really good. It was the first one. It was amazing.
Augie, stop him.
BioShock 2. Everyone was like, what if you could be a big daddy? So they gave it to you. Yeah. There you go. You were the big daddy.
Oh, no. BioShock 2 is cool, but that's why I said it's either the first one or it's Infinite.
Infinite is awesome.
That one changed.
If you're paying attention, the themes, the politics, the whole like story with time loop.
You just like that there's a waifu.
I like that it ties into BioShock 1. And if you get the DLC, that was amazing too. Because you're literally in Rapture again. So to me, God, this is so hard because
the pinky.
The pinky? Yeah.
This is a stacked year.
Now, before you pick it, if you want me to buy a little bit more time, BioShock Infinite's the only BioShock I finished. I played 1 and 2, but BioShock Infinite, maybe even you're the one that hyped me up for it, but I played it, I finished it, and I loved it. I'm just saying, based off internet, sorry, dude, you're on your own.
That's fine. This is what I'm saying, like,
I'll go with that. It's because it's either the first one or it's that one. So it's like the first one you're just be like, oh, it's just story. You're just hung on to story. That one actually had gameplay, like everything. That's just the second one. I wasn't too crazy about. BioShock 2, I didn't really care.
I think I'm gonna give it an Infinite because I'm so passionate about it, and I do
give a whole speech about it.
Yeah, I feel like not a lot of people like. I don't see a lot of people writing for that game. And that's not to take away from the other two, because the other two were all obviously really good to me, and I played them a lot. But for some reason, whenever I play BioShock Infinite, the art style, the story, the like characters, I feel like I feel transported.
You're in another world.
Yeah. Last of Us gets me in the feels, and it was amazing, and the multiplayer was really fun there too. So that one is my very close up runner up. But
okay.
Infinite, I mean, the guy behind it is gone now. Like, he's not making any more BioShock games, and I don't think...
Wait, he made a new studio, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the IP. So this is...
But we never play those.
That's true.
We need new ideas.
That's
Hideo?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know...
What's his name, Hideo?
Who?
Hideo? What's his name?
Hideo Kojima?
Yeah, he left.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if
Did you play his games?
I played Death Stranding.
Didn't he have 2?
Only
just
Death
Death Stranding so far.
And then Death Stranding
PT.
2 he announced. Oh, PT was... We know what happened with
But
PT,
yeah, it didn't actually.
I don't know where the team is, because the BioShock team's been split up. But I just know like the successor. I don't know if it's the same guy you're talking about. Is coming out, and they have a trailer, and that I forgot what it's called, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it's only a CG trailer, but
Yeah,
I like the feel of it.
I'll follow it.
Augie, 2013 Game of the Year.
All right, I'm gonna be boring, and I'm gonna say Last of Us.
Why is that boring?
That's not boring. That game was good.
We're all supporting him. Come on, Augie.
No. Well, because we already know why it should be
I get you.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna talk more about why Black Flag wasn't Game of the Year.
Okay. Black Flag is
Because it's
really
one of
good.
the best Assassin's Creeds.
Right.
You got to go on the boat. You got to do all this shit. The only reason it's not Game of the Year for me is because I was one of the first games I could have platinumed. And
Sounds personal.
yeah, it is.
Oh,
personal.
and I remember what this.
And I had a map that I had printed out, and I was checking off every piece of island that you have to touch, and I touched every piece of island, and it didn't give me my trophy.
He was so mad.
So for that
He's like,
reason,
he brought me over and it made me look at it and everything.
So for that reason, Last of Us is the Game of the Year. For every reason it should be.
Yeah.
But I was gonna go personal on this one and just give it to another game just for shout out.
This is so funny because it's like a congressional hearing, and it's like everyone has 5 minutes, and Augie's like, I vote yes, but I yield the rest of my time to talk about this.
to talk about
Enough of all that.
I'm telling you, you already know why Last of Us. You got it. Everybody knows, especially if you played it.
Well, I will take my time.
I don't think anybody played it and went like halfway through Last of Us and they're like, yeah, I stopped. I was
You
like,
just can't.
after that first scene, you're like, I gotta finish kind of the rest
for
of this
real.
shit. So it's like,
I'll use my time to talk about the real Game of the Year, The Last of Us. You're crazy. And you didn't even use your time appropriately.
no, I did. I said Game of the Year. Game of the Year.
I know. I got you.
And I thought I honestly thought all three of us
You
were
thought
gonna
it'd be a
pick
clean
it.
sweep?
So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me give it to a game.
Last of Us is incredible. It legit is game changing.
They made a show about it.
They made a show about it finally 10
And
years
it was
later.
good.
It was great, yeah. They're about to
one
win
of the
a
best
bunch of Emmys.
multiplayers.
One of the best multiplayers that has us wanting a sequel so bad. Like, we're still waiting every conference that Sony has to give us a tease of this
something.
multiplayer that was announced like 4 years ago.
It's one level, one map.
Anything.
Dude, especially in this like day and age of like
Unfinished games.
no, what
Oh.
I mean is everyone loves like the extraction shooter or the
I don't.
well,
I don't like that.
like you know, like the Fortnites, the Apexes. The whole
I
point
gotcha.
is like
Do
Last
something.
of Us could have done that. They're like, here's a pack of sugar in a can, make a bomb. If not, you're
Yeah.
fighting with fists and planks of wood.
Just run in there.
So multiplayer is incredible. That kept us on it. But yeah, the story itself, I've beaten this story like 5-6 times. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you
That's
combine those
probably
hours,
the most times you've probably ever played.
yeah,
You played a game.
Exactly. The story is incredible. The characters, like the actors that are portraying the characters too. Like Troy Baker is incredible. He's gone on to do amazing things. I feel like Augie said, this is a boring pick because it's kind of
It's
obvious.
a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Every element of this game is great, even like from just technical standpoints. Like Naughty Dog is incredible. Like they use The Last of Us to upgrade Uncharted in this era. They use Uncharted to upgrade Loud. Like they go back and forth. They keep learning and keep pushing things. And if you go back and look at the gameplay of 2013, The Last of Us, not the remake, but if you look at that gameplay, it probably doesn't hold up. At the time, it was such a game changer. In terms of like gameplay, again, technology, like everything, like water, like puddles, like everything.
Every aspect of a game, it was mastering. I remember even having a conversation with you about how the Naughty Dog games, I love how your character feels a part of the environment.
Yeah,
if you
they touch walls.
Yeah, if you brush against a wall, they touch it. If you're near this, you touch. Everything feels so natural. Like I can't imagine the number of like animations that they had to do and record, and every little aspect is just
yeah,
put
and like
on.
all like the AI too, like they weren't dumb. If they saw, if they saw Ellie, they didn't react because that kind of would have broke the game, since she's always just like
In the
lingering. Yeah, but even her, like if she's by a brick, she'll pick it up, say "Hey asshole," and throw it at somebody.
But
so,
they even reacted like they'll have names and shit. And they're like,
I was wondering,
they killed Jerry.
was that a Last of Us 1 thing, or was it The Last of Us 2?
It was Last of Us 2, but they kind of like they'll be like, he got him. I mean, other games did that too, but Assassin's Creed did it a little bit, but
yeah,
this
like
one was
Last
different. It was
Last
like,
of Us was the first to do a lot of this.
it was
stuff.
like a suspense game.
You know, the crazy thing is, to give myself a cop out, I think part of the reason even though I know that Last of Us was one of the first stories and things that we experienced all these things in, and like I said, it did change gaming. I, like you, played it so many times. I watched a show about it. I played the remake.
Yeah. You don't want to give it its flowers again.
No, it's not that. It's that.
See, that's why I was
it's that I went through it so many times that it's almost like I forgot that it was the first time. This is like 2013. This was happening.
Right.
You know,
the end of the PS3 era, and like it looked way better than PS4 games for years. It was way ahead of its time. Can't wait for the third one. Can't wait to, go through depression. It's a temporary depression.
It's so good.
Okay. So game of the year for 2013 from the DICE Awards is The Last of Us. It was almost a clean sweep and Saul ruined it.
Sorry.
I'm just playing. So 2014 game of the year. Augie, you're going to go first, but again, let me pull. I put 2000.
All right, name all the games, dude.
The nice thing is that starting now, we do have the Game Awards.
Oh, should I transition there or keep it on DICE?
I would go to Game Awards.
Okay.
Yeah, 2014 onward is when they started.
So first, I'll list the 2014 games, the notable ones. We have I'm not going to give anything away, but Shadow of Mordor. Do you guys know what this game is?
I do, and I didn't play it.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
And I know that I should have.
Nobody did. And I'm not saying you should or anything. I'm just saying, like,
I do have a bone to pick about that game.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get into that. So Dragon Age Inquisition. I know people like Dragon Age. I'm not big on it, but Shadow of Mordor, Far Cry 4, Bayonetta 2. This is when the Call of Duty era started getting weird. Advanced Warfare, but big with Nintendo on this one. Super Smash Bros. For Switch came out. Or actually, I think this is Wii U and 3DS. Mario Kart 8 came out, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, Infamous Second Son, a lot of different PlayStation launch titles for the PS4. Augie 2014 Game of the Year.
Well, like you said, when Call of Duty is getting weird.
You better not say Advanced Warfare.
The world needed saving.
Oh, God. I don't know where you're going.
September 9th belonged to you until this date, September 9th, 2014. The best game came out of probably all time that ruined us. A multiplayer sent Saul to PC. Saul and Ruben to PC. It's Destiny.
Oh, okay. I was like,
where's he going with this?
I was like, where?
The
Yeah.
best game. They dropped the game in beta mode and nobody had a problem.
Alpha and beta.
We collected spin metal for hours.
Yeah.
We had second jobs.
Before that was our second job.
Clock out of work, go home, get some spin.
Wait,
metal.
you're making my brain make connections. That game released as like a beta, as alpha?
As alpha for it was a big deal. Bungie is on PlayStation now. It was multi-plat, but still, it's on PlayStation.
We had it for like a month, and then it went away. Like our stats got wiped, and then we got beta, and then that was just a spin metal and just stupid stuff.
They started.
And
now we get
there's nothing. No game here till then could say anything about the loot cave. The loot cave supplied everything for everyone.
Again, we'd be there for like an hour, just doing more, probably more.
Just
the raids,
just killing, respawning, killing.
That game was good.
It, like I said, it freaking. We went from Call of Duty where we had 6 to 8 people in the lobby all the time to where we only need a warlock, we only need a titan right now. We don't need anything else.
Spots taken.
So until the raid, we really only ran in groups of 3 and all that.
Everybody say bye to Jets.
Bye, Jets.
So. Destiny
for Augie. Okay. I'll go number 2 on this one. So shout out to, I got my little note here. Shout out to Shadow of Mordor, because I don't give a shit about Lord of the Rings. This game made me watch all the Hobbit movies and all the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, I'm still not a huge Lord of the Rings fan or Hobbit fan, whatever that universe is. But this game it was a pretty paint by numbers RPG, but it had one unique element, and it was the Nemesis system.
And that's a bone I have to pick.
Interesting. Very interesting. Because the Nemesis system, I don't know if you're going to say that it's been done before, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it before. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
And it won't be done by anyone ever again.
Because, all right, let me just explain a little bit for whoever doesn't know. The Nemesis system was like you would fight like an orc. And let's say you burned him, but he got away, right? You burned the orc, he got away. No, what later you might confront him. Like hours later, you may confront him.
He'll be like, "You burned me."
Yeah, but now he'll be like a general.
Yeah, I did.
Like he rose the ranks, and now he has beef with you, and now he's burned. And then when you would fight a boss battle, like the story, I don't remember the story at all. But when you would confront him again, like, and you would get into a boss battle, like you go to a camp, you kill all the orcs, whatever. I don't know all the names of these elves, warlocks. I don't know, but all of them had names. I'm gonna make one up, like Borka or something. Yeah. So it would have this little cinematic when finally the general comes out, and then everybody would be like Borka, and he'll come out like all slow motion, and you'd still have to fight them and then take him down. So just like the presentation and like that, like Bioshock Infinite, you felt like you're in another world. That's what this felt like. I don't know this world at all, but I'm here. Yeah. I have like some ghost powers. So I don't know what era we're in because Gollum's running around. I don't know where this takes place, but it's fun. And that's a shout out. My game of the year. Because he already said enough. What?
You don't like that the one guy escapes and he becomes...
No, I love that.
Oh, okay.
My phone is that no one can do that now. Because they trademarked it, and so no one else can do that. And the reason why that element is so awesome is because imagine that in like Red Dead.
Yeah.
Say
a cowboy.
You got into a gunfight, you shot a dude in the leg, you thought you killed him, turns out he's not dead, and then you run into him later, and he's like, "You remember me, you son of a bitch?"
He has a new game.
Yeah, exactly. That is such an awesome element. You get it becomes personalized to you because maybe you killed him, so that didn't happen to you, but it did happen to me, and it happened with this guy instead of that guy. Yeah. So it personalizes a story. And that's such an awesome element. And where is Shadow of the Mordor 2? Or whatever that studio is making.
It came out. It came out, but nobody played it. And then, it's called Shadow of War.
Here's my business proposal to them.
No, address them. Don't talk to them.
Sell the license. License it. Be like, hey, Rockstar, you want this awesome thing we thought of? Guess what?
You guys have billions.
Give me $1 million. You can do it.
That's it?
No, that's $100 million.
That's it.
Like, what was your GTA 6 budget?
What is it? You want that in GTA money or
shark cards?
You want shark cards?
It's probably worth more.
What do you want?
That's what they need to do.
So what does this do with AI gaming then? Because I've seen a little clip where that guy goes up to him and he's like, "How was today?" And the guy starts talking to him. So it's like, what if one guy runs away and then he's like, "Hey man, 3 hours ago you got me," and you're just like, "What?"
I don't know how you license a mechanic. I had no clue.
Yep.
But enough of that. It's not even game. We shouldn't even be talking about this. It's not even my game of the year.
I haven't even played that game.
To be honest, I just read about all this. Game of the year is Destiny. Like he said, like we said.
1,400 hours.
Is that my number?
That's mine.
Okay, I think I have 1,200. It's definitely my most played game. I was surprised by that.
That is a lot.
Only one game has passed this. Brody notified me about it. I still don't believe it, but
what is it?
When we get there.
I know what it is. But anyway, I won't spend too much time on this since I spent so much time on Shadow of Mordor. But yeah, this was not a game show. I don't want to keep using that word. This was just a big moment in my gaming life, my gaming career. Because, like you said, like we'd go to work, come home,
all the boys wrong.
Second job, here we go. Yeah. Like you said, we're gonna just grind away, get armor. That was my first experience with a type of game like this. Like, what is this? MMORPG?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. It blended so many things because you had PvP, you had PvE, you had the raids. Like this game felt like a big value game. Because it was really ambitious.
Right.
But I guess to follow up with that trend, that's why it came out as a beta, right? Or as an alpha. They were trying to feel the motions and see what it was going to be. And I know people who are super into Destiny 2 and still play it. So,
that's my thing. That's what I wanted to mention before I pass it to you is I did fall off because eventually it was just like, I just can't spend this much time. They keep doing they keep showing these cool trailers and I keep looking into it. And like I want to, but I know that commitment is going to be just way too much. I can't play anything else. It would just be that. So, Destiny, I love you. Love my time with you. Sorry. Got to move on. Saul, 2014 Game of the Year.
2014, I put in parentheses sad year for gaming because I probably couldn't find a title. I didn't even know Destiny came out that year.
Yeah, not too strong of a year.
But I put Little Big Planet 3.
Oh, no.
And I started realizing...
I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Little Big Planet 3.
You talking about?
You not like
that movie. That game is trash.
I started realizing when we were on the earlier talking about Little Planet 2. I'm like, wait, holy shit, that was the one we played a lot. Not 3.
3 was it was a different studio. It was Sumo Digital. They just took over and kind of, it's like PlayStation 1, another Little Big Planet, Media Molecule moved on to other things. Sumo came on and they were forced to make somebody else's game, and it was broken and it just felt lifeless. It didn't feel like a Media Molecule game.
Yeah, I remember now. So I retract that. I'll go with Destiny.
Bullying works, people.
I'll go with Destiny, and I yield the rest of my time for 2015.
All right. Well, 2014. All right, how about this really quick? Mm-hmm. What's the one moment you remember from Destiny that like stayed with you?
I just really liked the whole character thing. Because I, like, for whatever reason, I was like, I'm going to be a freaking warlock. And I know you guys started, like, maxing out your character for each class. And not me.
Not me.
I was like, I'm going to be a warlock. I think Ruben is who I'm thinking of. Because that dude would, like, just do them all.
I was Hunter, and then later, I did Titan.
Yeah, I stuck with warlock the whole time. And I just remember, like, grinding. Because what was it? What was it? It was like that last level that was always, like, super hard to reach. You had to do something special, right? To reach, like...
For the raid?
For the ranking, I remember you would hit 31, and then to like get to 32, you had to do some.
You had to match like all the freaking.
You had to do something crazy,
like
something like that.
You needed all the
stacking your armor and stuff. But that game was honestly revolutionary in some bad ways, some good ways. But to me, I remember thinking of it. I'm like, is this like World of Warcraft, but sci-fi, because they're mixing sci-fi and fantasy, and then like again, I still remember even the PvP being fun, but I remember the game being really unbalanced too. You would have like certain
on multiplayer,
you had certain loadouts. Like I remember there was like this one crazy shotgun that was like the only gun you could use.
The fusion rifles were crazy.
It's
one shot and they disappear.
I just liked how many different guns and all that there was. Like every like week they would have a new gun. Xur would come.
Dude, when they introduced swords, that was such a big deal.
But now that he says it, that's true. Destiny was pretty much a piece of Halo and a piece of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
At that point.
Okay, we'll move on. 2014 Game of the Year. Now we're at the VGAs, I think. I just looked up Game of the Year, first thing that popped up. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Which I never played.
Never played it either.
And you know who made that?
BioWare?
Yeah, same makers of Mass Effect. So I don't know. I think I'm still at that time where I'm like, I'm not into fantasy. I don't play that.
Damn. Today Saul would have.
I'm on sci-fi. He switched already. I was like,
2015 Game of the Year. I think it's my turn to start. But let's go through them now. Let me make sure I will put a little star next to the banger years.
That was a big year for me too.
This is a banger year, guys. We have Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Which is like one of my top 5 most played games ever too, and I couldn't believe that.
Really?
I was like, whoa!
You?
Yeah, I played the shit out of this one.
Why didn't we talk about this game?
I'm sure we did, but it was so long ago.
I love that game.
Interestingly enough, this is a game that I keep going like once every like 2-3 months. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
This comes to my mind. I'm just like, I should re-download it.
Yeah.
I never do, but it keeps sticking with me. But anyway, Metal Gear Solid 5, Bloodborne, Fallout 4, The Witcher 3. Arkham Knight, Rocket League. Let me go down because I know there's a bunch. Mortal Kombat X. Did I say The Witcher 3? Oh no, Witcher 3. It was the DLC,
you
right?
know his pick.
Yeah, it was both. There's plenty. I could keep going. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Mad Max was cool. Just Cause, yada yada yada. 2015 Game of the Year. Again, if you know anything about me, it's Mortal Kombat X, baby. This game, I think, is my 3rd most played game of all time. It's like 900 hours or something like that. This game, I've learned how to play with every single character. I've learned so many combos. I can hop on that game right now, even though I haven't played with some characters in legit years. And for some reason, my finger memory is still just there. Like I just know how to connect everything together. Mortal Kombat 9 really brought me back into fighting games, or really got me into fighting games, because I would play them before casually. I wasn't like a button masher, but I didn't realize all the tech that was in a fighting game, and it got me into so many other fighting games. But Mortal Kombat X was when I just put so much time into. They have a run mechanic in there that speeds up the gameplay. It's still to me the best Mortal Kombat game. Don't really know what else to say there, so I'm gonna pass it on to 2015 Game of the Year
in the hot seat. Well,
That seat is steaming.
I've been a lover of the Fallout franchise. Fallout 4 was going to be finally the return. And it was a good game, but a lot of my criticisms, and I hope this doesn't come true for Starfield, but was that Bethesda just felt like they picked up their old engine, dusted it off, and then they said, all right, cool, here we go.
It fell off.
So Fallout was cool, but it's not my game of the year. Metal Gear Solid 5 was awesome, and I wish that Hideo Kojima could have finished it, because I've seen like stuff that was supposed to happen in that well, I guess the third act that never happened.
Yeah.
Because I felt like halfway through the game, if you ended it there, you can have a positive conclusion, but then that like next half is like,
Yeah.
you're just taking a beating. But the game was awesome, but I think I have to give it to The Witcher.
Okay. Well, while we're on Fallout, I keep trying Fallout. I tried Fallout 3, tried Fallout 4. I played a lot of this, but apparently to you, it's not enough. I never played the story. I know Augie likes Fallout. Maybe he'll have something to say, so I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah.
Fallout's vibes are great. The IP is amazing. But The Witcher is what makes me even turn on it, because The Witcher is dark and gritty. They're like, we live in a fantasy world. We have all this lore behind us. This is my introduction to CD Projekt Red.
And fantasy, right?
And fantasy. This opened up fantasy for me, because I thought, whoa, like fantasy can be dark and gritty like this. And also, like, you as the Witcher, like a Witcher's whole purpose was like, you were like made, like they take you as an orphan. They do some magic shit on you. Only like 3 out of 10 kids survive this trial. And then you become a Witcher. And your whole purpose is to hunt monsters, because
This all sounds cool.
it's awesome.
I tried it, but I didn't.
I fell for the lore then. This is my Lord of the Rings, right? This is my, like, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Because, like, in this world, like, humans aren't even the first species. Where, like, this planet we're on belonged to elves. And then Earth, this conjunction of spheres happened, and humans got introduced to this world, as well as monsters. And then humans, being how we are, we're like, hey, elves, you want to share magic with us? And they're like, yeah. And then we genocide them. And then we just take over everything. And so Witchers... so this world is very political, and it's very like humans are racist as hell against each other, against the other species. They'll even hate on the Witchers. They'll be like, you're a fucking mutant, this and that. But then they'll beg you to freaking hunt down like a monster, a giant spider or whatever, centipede. So The Witcher 3 elevated my expectations of what role-playing games should be, and I wish that Fallout had that dark grittiness. But I get it. That's not their vibe. They like being funny. They're like, it's the apocalypse, but we can still make jokes.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And that's what it is. But yeah, for me, it's The Witcher 3 for sure.
Augie, 2015 Game of the Year goes to...
I'm going to have to go Fallout 4. Fallout 4.
ahead.
I put like 400 hours in that
guy,
shit. Yeah, that show's
Real quick, what's your favorite Fallout?
3.
Yeah, me too.
See, it's all been downhill. It's too late to get into
New
it.
Vegas, I only played half of it,
Yeah.
but I liked that one better than 4. But 4 I liked because I made a little settlement. I teamed up with I think the ghouls or the big old dudes, the mutants, and I had them. I was like, all my people stay here safe. My mutants, I didn't even have to give them a gun. They would just walk out there, just transport whatever they had to transport. And then I always took their ammo. Anybody that teamed up with me, that would sort of what cost you your ammo. I needed that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that reason, I liked it. It seemed like they picked up freaking Fallout 3, and they're like, you know what? Let's just make it a little more HD or whatever, and just throw out the same shit. So I was like,
Clean it up.
And well, this year had a lot of games. Like I didn't know whether to go freaking Arkham Knight or
it was
Phantom
a big year.
Pain.
To add to my gripes about Bethesda, one of their things is they always fall short in like cinematic moments because they don't have them. They don't do cutscenes. So if it's like, this is a big battle, let's go, it's just 10 people running towards each other. And it's the same like 20 animations. So to me, that's why it falls short. It will never tell a compelling story because they can't deliver it because of its limitations due to the technology and the engines. So
yeah, and just overall, like just the gameplay. Like I just want more. Like if I have like this cool like modified weapon and shit, let me shoot it.
Yeah.
But like, let me shoot it accurately. Like, why am I missing
all
sometimes?
crazy.
That's why you have to slow mo it. You have to
slow-mo.
you have to wait and then look
They're
at,
like trying to they're trying to retain the RPG elements to do the slow mo while also being like, hey, it's a first person shooter and a third person shooter. So I feel like with Bethesda, I just know their limitations. So no matter how I see it, how I play it, I already know that it's gonna fall short of amazing me.
Yeah.
So I hope that's not true about Starfield.
Starfield looks pretty good. I don't think I'm going to get it just because, again, it looks like such a big commitment. But everybody went, right?
Yeah.
Just quick shout out. I'll do this very quickly. I played this 2-3 years ago, but Bloodborne. I heard all the hype about Bloodborne. I always wanted to try it. I did eventually try it like around that time. Mm-hmm. I think I got it on one of the PlayStation, one of their like subscription things. I don't know. PlayStation Now or something. I played it for like an hour and then I died and I lost all my progress. I was like, well, that sucks. I did that for nothing. And I eventually played it again like 2-3 years ago. And I was just like, this is one of the best games of all time. I love Bloodborne so much. And it would be number one on so many years. Like even on all these games I'm mentioning, it would dethrone a lot of them. But just Mortal Kombat X is probably one of my top 3 games of all time.
So who actually did win Game of the Year?
Mortal Kombat X? Oh, my bad. So Game of the Year for 2015, The Witcher 3.
That's right.
I think it like swept that year. Like it just kept winning.
It was so
everything.
good. That game made everyone go like, there was a second and first one.
Yeah. Same thing with like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. 2016 Game of the Year. I think we're going to Augie first on this one. Or no, I think we're going back to Saul first on this one. But really quick, notable games: Dark Souls 3, Overwatch, Battlefield. And I'm not going to say Battlefield. Let's get real, guys. That's when they started falling off. Uncharted 4.
Way before that.
Hey, damn. Doom remake.
After Bad Company 2.
Doom
Bad
remake?
Company 2. Yeah, Doom remake. That was a big deal.
That was a Dune game?
Doom.
Oh, okay. I'm like, Dune?
Timothy Chalamet?
I like Dune.
XCOM 2 I know was big. Dishonored
I love
2.
that game.
XCOM?
XCOM 2, yeah, it was really good.
There was a FIFA. Spoilers. There was also a Madden.
Every year.
And there was also an NBA.
Every year.
Watch Dogs 2, Hitman. Overall, I don't think it's too strong of a year, but solid 2016 Game of the Year.
Modern Warfare 2. Or 1. Remaster.
Oh, I didn't see
Modern
it's
Warfare
not even up
Remaster.
here.
Right?
Modern Warfare Remaster. Yep.
2019 Modern Warfare. Right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
2016.
Wait a second.
No, it's 2016.
Oh, wait, just kidding. They did remaster, but it was COD 4.
Okay.
So I did enjoy that, but I'm going to go to XCOM 2. Because did you guys ever play that? Or know of it?
No, I know of it. It's not my type of game.
It's usually wasn't my type of game either, but they're the same developers that make Civilization, and I love that game, and I played it a lot. So this was my first like squad-based shooter, and I love that game because the campaign is really long, and you get attached to your soldiers.
Yeah.
Because your squad, they get veterancy, and then you unlock abilities, and it's so funny because when you start the game, you have basic people with assault rifles. But by the end of the game, you're slowly stealing and adapting to the technology of the aliens.
It's just a strategy game, huh?
And it's so badass because by the end of it, you're like, I got a jetpack and all these like psychic powers that you guys have now. And you just get attached to your characters because you'll be like, dude, like I had Private Augie, now he's Master Chief Augie, and he's got like 20 abilities, and the motherfucker just died. Like, there's no way I can accept this, you know? Like, I have to go
personal.
back. Yeah.
And in this one, you're fighting aliens, right?
Yeah, you're fighting aliens. That like world that they made too was actually really cool, really interesting. And then they made DLCs for it a few years later. That like let some of the members be aliens and stuff. And then they even made another version that is like a sequel because basically the humans and aliens find a way to just coexist. And it's really interesting because now you're like a SWAT team for this new city of like hybrid humans and aliens. And it's really cool. But yeah, I'll give it to XCOM 2. That was really really good game.
That's an update. You just did that right now? You just gave it to XCOM 2 right now, or was it on your list?
I got confused.
Okay, but it was
it was always on my
Okay,
list.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. And Augie, I noticed he's looking over there. I saw you looking up some 2016 games. Are you unsure of your 2016?
No, I wanted to make sure.
Well, I think I'm going to go second on this
was-
one anyway.
All right.
So maybe you can buy yourself a little bit more time.
No, I was looking to make sure because I was like, oh shit. I was like,
My 2016 game of the year is Overwatch.
I know.
This is, I think I'm like going through like all like my most played games. I think this is like number 2 or something like that. I played this game. I love this game's multiplayer so much, and it's only multiplayer. I love this multiplayer so much. I put like so many hundreds of hours into it by myself on this team-based game. And I didn't care if I lost or not, even though like most of the time I think I did help win because I like playing the healer. But for anybody that doesn't know what this game is, it's what would you call this? Like the type of game it is.
It's like an arena game.
But like what is those? What I know there's like a
MOBA. Is how
not even that, but like a genre where like certain characters do different roles. I forgot. There's like a term.
Like that, like
there's
arena,
there's a term for it though.
Because there's
anyway.
Rogue Company. There's like
yeah, but that's a team based. I mean, that's team based. Like I don't know, whatever. I'll look it up if it's really bothering me. But anyway, this isn't a shooter. It's just like they're saying like a team based game. You could play with a hammer. You can play with like with a ray gun. You could play with a girl that freezes people. You could play with a little hammer. You could throw a turret. Like there's so many different ways to play and different play styles. That every time I learned a new character, it felt like a new game to me. And I've learned again, same with fighting games, and that's I think why I like this is because like fighting games are different play styles. You do different things. You don't just hit the same button. Same thing here.
That's why you like this.
Maybe I'm like figuring it out as I go. I think that might be what it is.
Yeah.
But I played other games similar. And it just doesn't connect. But I think just the world that you're in here and that they've built is very unique. It is very like future, like sci-fi. But they have all these cool, unique characters. And again, I could play this game by myself for hundreds of hours and have fun.
I remember when I found that out about you. I was kind of like surprised. I was like, oh shit!
You're an Overwatch guy?
I didn't even know you worked because I work with I've worked with people and like I just know people who are Overwatch people and they have shrines of their character. Yeah. Like if you're a Mercy main, they got the plushes, they got it all, and it's like okay, like I respect that. But I kept trying to get into Overwatch, but I guess I just couldn't fit myself in a role. Like I'm used to the Call of Duties where I can be a one-man army. Like I don't need anybody else. I just have to know how I should approach a situation. But yeah, when I would play this, I guess I never found my character. But I do appreciate that about that game. The art style was cool and the attachment to the character.
Yeah, everybody's copied that art style since. Yeah. But one last note before I pass it to Augie. I really like in the game when you realize that you you could play a big Battlefield game and I feel like I'm not doing anything. Even though I'm doing something, I don't feel like I'm affecting the tide of the battle. Where in Overwatch, like when you make a cool play, I feel like I'm affecting the game. Like I'm the reason why we went from like here to here. Yeah. Even though it like I didn't help, like I helped win the game, but I'm not saying I won the game for us. But I know that I played a role here and I got us from A to B. And then somebody else got us from B to C.
And that's why that game gets super heated, too, though.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't play your role, right?
Yeah. They'll be like, yeah, we're losing because of you.
I don't play with my mic on. I'm just having fun. Just listening to a podcast. Just playing. But again, just really quick, one more thing is just because I played by myself, I was forced to play a healer to win because nobody wanted to play healer. So I love playing the healers now because that you definitely feel when you have a bad healer. So I played Lucio. For anybody who cares out there, any Overwatch fans, I play Lucio, I play Zenyatta. And again, like you can choose different roles where like Lucio's like, I'm going to heal you guys. I can heal a bigger group of people, but Zenyatta is just like, I can heal one person specifically, but I can also kick some ass over here too. So that's all I got to say. Augie, Game of the Year 2016.
Uncharted 4. The end of an era.
I'm with you. If it wasn't Overwatch, Uncharted 4 would have been my answer.
Uncharted 4, it's the end of an era. They introduced his brother.
Which we had never seen. Yeah, we had never seen him. And then all of a sudden
his line or betray him, something. I guess you could say he gets his happy ending, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He gets happy ending. Does he have a daughter?
Yeah, he has a daughter.
So I guess one day we'll get a continuation maybe.
There's been rumors for so long about another Uncharted game by another studio. Like Naughty Dog's not going to do it.
I was going to say Naughty Dog. They're like moving tied up. Yeah,
I like that they move on though. Like they're probably going to do one more Last of Us and then they're going to move on.
If that, they could leave it at this.
They could, yeah. It'd be depressing.
Who are you? Didn't they say unless they have a compelling story, they just won't?
They're probably working on the next.
Neil Druckmann is full of shit. They're going to make a third one, and if he doesn't want to, Sony's going to make him make a third one. So
they said we don't need you, Neil.
But anyway, Uncharted 4. What's so great about it? What do you like about it? Any memories?
Well, like I said, it's the ending of all the Uncharted's, which I started liking Uncharted when
it's your favorite game series, right? Is it not?
I would say.
I mean, on your Instagram, you got the saying on it. You bought like the collector's edition. You got the ring and everything.
Yeah, I got the but that's Uncharted 3. But that's why I said if I like Uncharted 3 that much, imagine how much I like this one. And then I didn't even pick Uncharted 3 as my game of the year.
What was that? 2013?
2000 something. But no, this one was good because it was like it wrapped up all the characters. I think they only left off one character. I'm not sure. I might be forgetting it.
I don't think anybody like died or anything.
No, they just wrapped them off like he helped whoever in the beginning and all that. Like they put everybody in there. The multiplayer was good. I still want to play it sometimes.
We did play it like a couple months ago. We re-downloaded it and played it a little bit.
It's fun. It's just a different style of multiplayer. Like it's like, oh, you climb, you swing, there was finishers. Like I don't know. I would just say that's like the last of like that little gaming era, and then we started
where every game had a multiplayer.
Yeah,
but see, those are cool because even like
their
some
own shit.
Yeah, even though like some were half baked, they were all unique.
Yeah,
like the Red Faction multiplayer, like all these like B-list games, but even like AAA games, like when it was mandatory, you have to have a multiplayer. I think that brought out a lot of creativity in some of these studios. And you have no thoughts on Uncharted, huh?
I haven't played a single one.
All right. What a way to end that one.
Head empty.
Head empty. Okay, so Tom Holland? Oh my god.
Oh,
so 2016
we're
game.
talking about Tom Holland?
2016 game of the year was Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 2017 game of the year, Augie, you're gonna start. And let me just pull up those notables.
Hold on, let me make sure.
Oh, if you want some time, I can pass it to Saul first. Or I could go first. I think I would be next after you.
I just need 10 seconds. All right, that's it. That's all I needed.
Okay, so 2017 games, notable games. Resident Evil 7, the comeback for Resident Evil. Since then, they've had like 4 or 5, and all of them have been bangers. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Cuphead, Destiny 2, Neo, South Park, Assassin's Creed Origins was a big one. I think that was my comeback. Horizon Zero Dawn, Injustice 2. You know, this is a pretty good year. This is a pretty good game year. Fortnite. Augie. 2017 Game of the Year.
No, I know it should be Zelda. I know it should be Zelda.
No. This is your Game of the Year.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Address them. Tell them they suck.
It should be Zelda, you suck. Because nobody played that shit.
No,
I'm sorry. Okay, like,
no one played it at all. They didn't sell shit.
Nintendo sucks.
The world needed something. Destiny couldn't keep it up no more. They dropped Destiny 2. It couldn't do it.
I know what you're alluding to.
It couldn't do it.
And you better be ready to dance, right?
So Zelda, they dropped Zelda. Everybody went wild for it. Breath of the Wild.
Yes, there you go.
And there was a lot of little games that came out. Who gives
like Resident Evil 7?
Yeah, Resident Evil 7. So what, dude? You want to go down the list? Resident Evil 7, who gives a shit? Zero Dawn, who gives... Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Until we needed a breath of fresh air, Fortnite dropped.
Fortnite!
As we all dropped into it.
Okay.
Which overtook Destiny, and I have 17 or 1,800 hours in this shit.
He has a lot of hours in Fortnite.
And I still can't build. I'll
never won a build battle in his life.
I'll crank 290s in combat settings, combat control settings.
You don't even get material.
Don't need it.
I don't even need it, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm right there breaking all these trees down. Augie's just chilling next to me.
But Fortnite came out. Just a whole different, like, collabs up the ass. I guess not until season 3 or season 4.
Yeah.
But
that was
it was just a different style of game. Like, it was a battle royale. You build and shit. It was just...
Was it?
A battle royale?
Yeah. Was it a battle royale?
What do you mean? Like at the time? Like when it came out?
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't established yet? Is that what you mean?
I have vivid memories of being on the phone with you when I paid for Fortnite and I told you about this game.
It wasn't.
Because it was a survival game.
It was.
You had to protect yourself, and then the zombies and shit came.
So when did the multiplayer drop?
It must have been that same year, but it was off the success of Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, PUBG.
Yeah.
It was off the success of PUBG. And I remember everyone was criticizing Fortnite because they were like, they just copied PUBG.
Yeah.
To quote Drake, it's not who did it first. It's about who did it right. Something, something, preach. That's what he said. That's all you got? You were talking shit about like the whole year. And you're just like, yeah, Fortnite's cool.
Well, I mean, if we really want to be honest, they took over the next like 2 years of maybe till 2020 for all we know.
Yeah, I think now we've seen the decline of maybe of player numbers.
Even in their decline, when was the Travis thing?
I got to piggyback on this.
That was probably the highest they were on Travis.
Because it's my game of the year, and I don't play Fortnite.
Oh!
And let me tell you why.
I was about to say, how does that make sense?
They revolutionized gaming.
Yeah,
we have so much to like thank and maybe even criticize them for. But if it wasn't for Fortnite, when would we have had cross-platform compatibility?
Yeah, they really did.
They were like, oops, we flipped the switch by accident, and suddenly people were able to play with each other. That is such a brilliant move on Epic because they knew what they were doing.
I didn't even remember that.
They were like,
how it went down.
This is how easy it can be done. It's just Microsoft and Sony doesn't want to allow it. So after that happened, you know, all these things happen. And that's just one aspect. I mean, like you said, they did it the best, the Battle Royale. They've been able to partner with the biggest IPs. They've done concerts. Like Fortnite is like beyond gaming. That breached gaming into like...
Yeah, like we were giving credit to Last of Us for pushing the medium forward in terms of storytelling, but what Fortnite did with multiplayer going forward has been incredible.
Like that gave the rise of Epic as a company, and I follow them because they've tried to make their statement on like the PC world. Yeah, like they're like trying to stand up against Steam and like
their own launcher, right?
Yes. So, and Unreal Engine, like just even their whole like Fortnite 2.0 launch, like that was like a whole sensation. Everything they do is like it catches headlines. It's a sensation, and whether player bases drop off or not, like I think its mark in like gaming history is like permanent. Battle pass system.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
dude,
you can play Fortnite
just
on your phone.
Dancing.
Yeah, dancing
emotes. Yeah, if you don't have emotes, like, what are you doing?
And I get it because like
hit the old dance.
And I've seen games like Rogue Company. That's you know what that is?
I do know.
It's a third-person shooter. It's free to play, and it's fun. Like we like that game, but it's so funny.
Easy. I've uninstalled it twice because it's too easy.
So, like the emotes they have on there, does like the most like, oh no, like, you guys didn't want to put emotes in here. It's like the most basic
you just had
dance moves and song that you have to. Because
it's like Blackout. I wanted to do a shout out to the original Warzone.
Yeah, Blackout.
That nobody played.
It was too complicated.
It was, dude. You needed. Well, I guess they do it now, but you needed specific ammo for like each. Like that was like it was crazy. But
and by the way, it got multiplayer July 21st, 2017, according to N4G.
Yeah. But yeah, that game definitely changed everything. My honorable mention was Mass Effect Andromeda because it killed my boy.
No, mine was.
And then they changed. Wait, which one did they change the ending? Mass Effect 3, huh?
There was always just 3 endings.
Didn't they change it because people were complaining?
Did they? Oh, I think they did. They did something. They made them more different or something. But Andromeda was a fun game, but everyone was out for EA, you know, and I get it. But they were. I guess they like outsourced the facial animation, and no one could get over that. But to me, the story was good, and they could have gone more. But whatever.
My 2017 game of the year. Since you guys only play the big games, let me tell you about small games.
That's another thing too. Fortnite was nothing.
I was in the middle of my speech.
That's another thing too. Fortnite was nothing.
It was always Epic, right?
It picked itself up from the who was Epic before Fortnite?
It was
nobody.
Yeah, what did Epic make before Fortnite?
Battleborn.
Crazy. No, but look at Breath of the Wild, Zelda. How many years has Zelda established itself? Mario, how many years? All these games, how many years?
Bro, I don't even recognize Nintendo.
Anyway.
All you know is a blue bus and a yellow-haired guy jumping out of it.
I'll tell you what I know.
Banana Man.
I'll tell you what I know. Master Chief. I know a cup and I know a mug. That made two brothers that made the deal with the devil to take down everybody.
Check this out.
Oh, here we go. I'm trying to transition to my Cuphead here.
Screw your Cuphead. It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite. Check your hours. Check your hours. I'm telling you, we could put Cuphead in Fortnite. You can't put Fortnite in Cuphead.
That doesn't make any sense. His head's too big.
This guy, in my mind, went from Sackboy to Cuphead. So
Yeah,
you better give him Cuphead.
Yeah, dude.
Cuphead.
Cup sack, dude.
Is
Sack cup.
definitely one of my favorite games of all time as well. I mean, I think we mentioned that on our old podcast, our old one from 3-4 weeks ago.
The one we launched years ago.
Way back. This game is purely just platforming and boss battles. And just because this guy doesn't know how to jump with the character, he can't play Cuphead. But yeah,
I can't jump.
it's cool. Like you just go on, like it teaches you through the bosses how to play. You start off with a little potato, and then by the end, you're fighting this crazy beat.
You're fighting potato.
Art style is incredible, and you want to talk about coming from nothing. 3 people started off with this game. 2 mortgages were taken out to make this game. Eventually, Xbox funded them. They gave them a little more money. They gave them a team. It's true. Everything is hand drawn by one of the guy's wives.
Yep.
Again, they got more funding afterwards, so I'm pretty sure that expanded a little bit. All the way to the point where they got a Netflix show and everying. This is coming from the bottom.
Watch it?
This is grassroots. I saw like the first episode. It was too kid friendly. I'm like, okay, this is for kids. I'm not watching this. They got Halloween costumes at Spirit and everything. But yeah, again, they're all the way there, baby. Right next to the Fortnite costumes.
Crazy.
But again, gameplay. This is like a gameplay masterpiece. Again, everything's hand drawn.
The sounds are amazing.
The sound, it
images are
looks
amazing.
like an old cartoon.
Yeah.
Everything about this game and what they're going for is incredible. As soon as I saw the teaser at like an Xbox E3, I was just like, let me have it. And it didn't come out for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And my Xbox One became like my Cuphead machine. I played it all the way through, and then it finally came out on PlayStation. Then I finally beat the game. So I played it all the way through twice, except I didn't beat the final boss until PlayStation. But yeah, incredible.
I'm just thinking of the Microsoft engineers spending years in R&D to squeeze every ounce of performance for their next generation console, and Gabriel just wants to play a side scroller on it.
I just want to play some Cuphead. They didn't have much after like that first couple years, like legit like 2 years. It's like they gave up. So that's on them. Any other shout outs for 2017, or are we ready to move on?
Yeah, dude.
2018.
One more.
One more?
What's that red circle?
No, this is for the next one.
Okay.
Don't look at that.
What you got?
Don't
What
look
you
at
got?
this. It's still on Fortnite, dude. Because
one more shout out for
Fortnite. Fortnite is so big, even till now, that if a movie drops, if anything, you want an event or a skin in this game.
You partner with Fortnite.
Yeah, it's either them or Call of Duty.
Star Wars. That's so true. That's part of my criticism with the Modern Warfare 2 right now. Is there, I don't know.
Dumb partnerships.
They got like Nicki Minaj, right?
Yeah.
What the hell?
He's excited.
I guess that's cool.
I'm gonna get 21 Savage. Nicki Minaj, I thought was gonna be pink as shit from what I've seen. It's just her hair, but it's mostly because
I've seen some pink shit.
I've seen some pink shit, dude. The Barbie movie just came out.
Perfect timing.
What's it called? But it's mostly her voice lines. I think they're funny as hell. They're just like she says funny ass lines, and I don't want to get Snoop Dogg again, but yeah, dude, you need if you drop anything. I'm surprised there's not a Barbie skin in Fortnite right now.
And Fortnite, like, don't they have like a whole? They have. Let me remember correctly. Well, I know that they have a system where they're gonna try to have people make games in their engine through Fortnite, and they'll actually even monetize it. And I remember an actual established studio is actually taking them up on that offer and developing games in their engine for Fortnite and making money off of it. I just forgot who it was. But that's the next level. And I think that's the next steps for a lot of studios who are trying to do big things. Yeah. That's why I speculate, like, is GTA 6 going to be something like that too? Because I'm sure Rockstar wants to be the next Fortnite. Everybody wants to be the next Fortnite.
Oh, of course.
It seems like it is, because Grand Theft Auto 6 is like everything I'm hearing about it, like even what they're patenting and shit. I'm like, what the hell? Like
map and all this and that.
What was the budget? It was like $1 billion?
$1 billion.
Like that's
the most ever spent on any piece of entertainment.
They said we'll get it. They'll get it back, dude.
Dude, yeah, GTA 5 was the most profitable piece of entertainment ever.
Crazy.
So,
but it's good to see them spending money on, like, they're using that money to make their game even better.
Are you surprised?
You got to spend billions to make trillions, baby.
Are you surprised there's not a Fortnite movie or show yet?
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, you got money, dude. Drop that shit.
They don't want to partner
We're
with
not
anybody.
stupid now. We're not gonna do what you guys do. We don't need a show.
It seems to me Epic is trying to do what Steam did.
Yeah.
Steam dropped some badass games, made their bag, made a studio, made stuff, and then they just profit off of that.
Yeah, there's like you pay for our shit now.
Yeah.
Like
2018.
2017 game of the year. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which, of course,
I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either.
I don't have a Switch.
I just hear so many people that I've never thought play games. That's their favorite game. Right?
Really?
That's
Cold.
like the Nintendo has that cross, because same thing. There's people that are not gamers whatsoever, but they like Zelda comes out, they're buying
Or
it.
even like Mario Kart, Smash Bros.
Yeah. That's fine.
And it's the
I respect
cheapest
that.
console, too.
That's true.
All right. 2018 game of the year. I believe it's my turn to go first, but we got, again, some bang. I feel like this year is top heavy. Like, it doesn't have a lot of depth. I might be wrong, but let's see. Red Dead Redemption 2. Finally, they made a sequel to Red Dead, our 2010 game of the year.
Still
Look
haven't
at that.
played
It took 8 years.
8 years, baby.
Oh, you never played at all?
I'm at the part where I have to cut my beard. At the
Okay.
beginning of the game.
I
I didn't want to cut it.
God of War 2018.
But I saw
It grows back.
You could, yeah. I saw that. You
like San Andreas.
don't you have to take care of it or some shit? Like
You don't have to do shit, but if you wanted to grow
Yeah.
back, it will. And if you can even put some oil, make it grow faster.
Yeah, that's how I was saying.
That was my problem. Is like I bowed out when it made me cook a fish, or I was like, I don't want to do this. Like it
I wanna
opens
shoot
so
somebody.
cool. Yeah.
But you could just, I think it's like
And that's
$10,
early.
$5. You could. That's early.
You just pissed off some people from RDash, RDR too. I've seen people like 1,000 hours fishing,
oh god,
having fun.
I had to cook the fish, and I was just because it opened up so well. It opened up like a Tarantino movie, and I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm in, baby." And then it's just like, "Let me just play." Like, why am I doing this shit?
I'm on a railroad right now. Like they're forcing me to learn the story real quick.
Yeah, a lot of those activities you never have to do again.
But no, the multiplayer you could buy separately. I want to play it.
Isn't it free to play?
It is, but you probably get some kind of thing with it.
All right, 2018 games: Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War 2018, Marvel's Spider-Man, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Monster Hunter World, Dragon Ball Fighters, or Fighter Z, depending on how you say it. Forza, I guess if you're a Forza guy. I know people are going crazy over Forza Horizon 4. Far Cry 5. And that's just to name a few. My game of the year for this year is God of War 2018. And you've never played this, huh?
Yeah,
Really? Oh, you never played this?
I fought the Valkyrie Queen.
Oh, that's right. But you haven't played the new one.
I haven't played the newest one.
This.
Yeah,
God of War 2018 made me a God of War fan. I played God of War 3. It's really cool. It has a lot of cool boss battles. Visuals are nice. But God of War, this one was so cinematic. Just one shot the whole time from when you press start to start the game to when credits roll. One shot all the way through. And that's not just a gimmick. Like, it does make you feel more immersed with everything that's happening. It's so cool when you have moments where like you're on top of a dragon and then you fall down and then you're chasing somebody and now you know where you're at. Like at first you're just, I'm in the air, I'm on a dragon, then I hit the ground like, oh, we're at this part of the map. Like it did really feel all connected. All the characters are incredible. There's only like 8 or 9 characters, but they're all the voice acting and all the villains.
the combat
Combat is incredible. Yeah. They took the God of War, the old God of War combat, and grounded it. Didn't make it so arcadey, but it still felt arcadey. But yeah, game of the year, and I feel like we're gonna hear this answer again. Who wants next?
Give it to this guy.
Augie, game
got
of the year
next.
2018.
Game of the year 2018 is Fortnite.
Crazy. We look at
Every year for the
wait a second.
So wait a second, it's the same game. No, God of War for the same reasons you said.
Yeah.
And just they completely remade Kratos. It was just like a slasher before like a
He would just scream.
yeah, he would just scream and slash, and I like the boss fights from before better than now.
They're
probably.
definitely more epic.
Yeah, he's godly like in those, but this one he's more like his hits are strategic and all that. But the whole art style, like it's more like they went full HD.
Oh yeah.
The whole soundtrack, everything, like the score, I guess you could say.
Oh,
yep. Yeah, just everything. The twist at the end that his son, all this shit, like it's
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're not into Norse mythology, it doesn't even matter. Like you at least know some of these touchstones.
like I liked it a little bit, obviously, because of Thor, the freaking
His
Marvel
son,
movies.
boy?
And that.
His son boy.
His son boy in the first game, Atreus in the second one. He earned his name in the second one.
We'll get there.
No, Fortnite probably has that year, dude. But yeah, it was either between that or Spider-Man, because I like Miles Morales, but the first Spider-Man was the shit.
Yeah, you didn't play that one. It took me a while to convince you to play that one. Yeah, I played it later. Because I think maybe you thought, like what everybody thought going into it at the time was probably like, oh, it's just another Spider-Man game. Another. So, you don't know anything about these two games because you stopped playing PlayStation.
I played them both, as a matter of fact.
Did you play Spider-Man too?
Yes, I did.
He played Among Us.
How dare you? You know what's funny?
When do you play these?
You know what's funny?
Yes.
I bought a PS4 when it first came out, and then I sold it. And then I bought it again.
Oh, no, this is still PS4 era. Yeah.
Okay. And then I bought it again. And the whole reason I bought it again is because Rockstar can't release a goddamn game on PC the same year it comes out on console. And that's why I ended up playing God of War and Spider-Man, because I had a PS4, so I might as well have played them. And I think God of War was an amazing game. I enjoyed it. So it's not my game of the year for sure, because you guys are crazy.
For sure.
Because the game of the year is Red Dead 2.
Yeah. Cook your fish. How was that?
It's amazing.
Did you make fish sticks?
Look, I understand people's criticisms of Red Dead. It felt too real. I left my revolver on the horse. Now I have to go run and get it. But you know what? That was the whole point of this game. Because up until this point, I never gave Rockstar the credit of thinking of it as a role-playing game. And the things that I told you I liked about like Last of Us and Naughty Dog about feeling a part of the world, Red Dead really took that to the next level for me too, because they're trying to sell you living in a fantasy world, or not, what am I saying? In a Western world, right? And like the character you play is super cool because you knew that John Marston from the first game was part of the gang, and now you get to see this gang, and you get to see the rise and fall. And
don't spoil it, by the way. It's still
I won't spoil it, but I'm just saying
I've heard great things about this.
The story is great. I like the gameplay. I like what I like about Rockstar games. It's feeling like I am the character I'm playing, and the thing is, Rockstar doesn't really give you a choice. In this game, they give you a little bit of choice. It doesn't make a huge impact, but it does make a difference. And it really makes you think about who you are in this world and the decisions you make and what you care about. And the story is great. I like how the chapters split up. And I like that the character you are in the beginning, you end up changing by the end of it. Because maybe you feel a certain way, but your character starts to maybe feel that way too as the game continues. And it's also one of those games where I kept thinking like, this is the last chapter. This is the last chapter. And it just kept delivering. Yeah. And then even when I thought it was over, it's like, it's not.
So it didn't like overstay its welcome?
It didn't overstay its welcome, but it's definitely a slow-paced game. It has its moments. Some expected, some unexpected, and there's some super peak points where you're like, this is awesome. But the whole time during the movie, the game. But see, that's how good it was.
Yeah.
It felt like a movie. The whole time, you know, because the other game is the prequel or sequel of it. So, the game's going to fall apart, and it's just like where you are in the middle of it. And I think they capture that time in like America really well, because it's like the Wild West, and Rockstar does a good job of trying to cover like, this is like the marshlands, this is the Western, this is Mexico, this is, Louisiana or whatever. But yeah, Red Dead 2 for sure, without a doubt, was game of the year for me for 2018.
Might be.
I was about to say, all you want just pulled something up. Is that for the next round, or is it?
No, that's related.
Okay. Any comments?
Shit, my Red Dead 2 might be 2023.
Might be 2023.
Shit.
It's a good game. I never got into the multiplayer. I think part of it because like nobody was playing the multiplayer that I knew. But the multiplayer got really weird. Like, I guess in GTA you can sell me the idea of like spending $8 million on like a Hydra jet. But in Red Dead, it's like it's a horse or it's a revolver. I'm just trying to say that like they implemented things that I didn't like gold bars. There's like 4 currencies in that game. It's crazy.
See, all that's dumb.
And then
why
they did
complicate something.
Yeah, and then they did these like roles, like you want to be a treasure hunter or a bounty hunter or whatever the third option was. And I don't even know what they're doing now, but it never caught me.
So before we move on, I do want to give a shout out to Dragon Ball FighterZ, because this game, I feel like, made so many fighting game fans, because it was something as casual as Dragon Ball Z, where every person, or at least every boy, grew up watching something of Dragon Ball Z. You at least know it, right? Or not even just to boil it down to just boys, but just everybody knows what Dragon Ball is. And then you make that a fighting game, a real fighting game, a 2D fighting game with all these mechanics in it. It's a tag team. You can play as 3 of your characters. That way you don't just pick one. Like I could be Vegeta, I could be Piccolo and Goku. Like you can pick all your favorite characters. Mm-hmm. And then to make that an esport at like the highest level, kind of combined those two worlds, where like the casuals and the hardcore gamers came together. And not just that, but like the different fighting game worlds. Because there is a genre of anime fighting games, and then you have like your casual fighting games. Like Street Fighter is pretty hardcore because it's like the most popular, and then Mortal Kombat's the most popular in America. But it kind of like brought all these fighting game communities together to play Dragon Ball because everybody likes Dragon Ball. So shout out to that game. It's a special game. They're gonna make a sequel. Smash Bros. All the freaking characters are in there. And against Marvel Spider-Man, we talked about it a little bit, but best Spider-Man game. Any other comments on 2018?
No.
2018 Game of the Year was God of War.
Really? Oh yeah, you're right.
Sorry, go cook that fish somewhere else.
I'll keep cooking my fish.
It won't be in the winner's circle. I'll tell you that. I'm just playing. I know Red Dead 2 is really good, so I hear some people actually say that it does The Last of Us 2 story better. Is that true?
It does The Last of Us 2 story
like
better.
The themes. No comment?
It's hard to say. I can see the similarities, but I don't know.
You heard it here first. Last of Us 2 is better.
I think Last of Us 2 is more compelling because with those characters, we know them much better from the first game, and then you get the opportunity to see a different point of view. So
okay. So 2019 Game of the Year. We're gonna go to Saul first on this one, but again, the notables. I feel like I know what your answer is, but Resident Evil 2 was a big one, coming off the success of the first one. We have Control. We have Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. We have The Outer Worlds, which is like even more popular today, isn't it? Have you heard anything about this game?
I played it recently, and it's okay.
Gears 5, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Mortal Kombat 11, Borderlands 3, Final Fantasy, whichever one that one is. They have so many. Super Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion 3. So, what is your 2019 Game of the Year?
What did you think it was? Because he's
Control.
Really?
Because you were like really about that game. Like you sold me on it.
I liked it. It was a cool game, and I think maybe why I was like talking to you about it at the time is because it made me upgrade my graphics card.
So it was just a tech demo.
It was really impressive because it was like crushing my computer, and even when I upgraded my graphics card, my computer was so hot I had to leave it open. It was like a freaking oven. But that game was cool and very interesting. But I feel like I was confused most of the time. But the game felt like a tech demo of like, this is what games could look like and be. It
was just like a bunch of empty corridors, and I'm running around with these cool powers. And I just wanted to use them more. So I stopped playing halfway through.
No, my 2019, I didn't really have anything crazy, but I have to give it to Modern Warfare. So this is what I meant earlier, the remaster.
There's a conspiracy on Google, man. None of these Call of Duty games are popping up on here anymore on these lists.
2019 Modern Warfare is like the return of Modern Warfare.
Right.
And
of good Call of Duties.
It was so good. I loved it because I remember even when they did the alphas, it was just the 1v1 and then the 2v2. I just, like, I'm telling you, the gun nut in me was like, finally, Call of Duty is taking like weapons more seriously. Like in that game, there's so many little animations of like just like how you hold a handgun or how you reload or in what situation, and I loved all of that. And they like the number of attachments you can put it on a gun, and Modern Warfare kept it more real. So that was kind of my criticism to the new one right now is that I was expecting this 2.0, but it's not like a mil sim. It's like
that might be why I like this new one more.
Yeah, it's like. I remember one of the first packs was like a bunch of FIFA guys. I'm like, I don't give a shit about FIFA.
Yeah, their partnerships are so weird.
Yeah, it's like how?
It's definitely money.
Yeah, I was about to say they must be selling.
Yeah, it must be, but I haven't been a fan of that. But Modern Warfare, I played it for past its life cycle. Like I even know, like I continued playing it when Black Ops came out, or Blackout came out. Which one was it? I don't even know anymore. Cold War. Right?
I don't remember.
Whatever.
I feel like it was... No, because Modern Warfare, this one had the Warzone.
Yeah, I ended up playing this one for like 2 years, and I'm not even like a Warzone guy. They had guns that I liked, and I was like, this is awesome. And the, like, DLCs that were coming out were cool too. And so I played Modern Warfare a lot, and that story was actually really good too. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like to me, like one of the craziest moments was like when you go into that house and it's like night vision mode. Like that was
the E3
badass.
demo.
Yeah, that was a badass mission. So I thought it was really good, and I like that they brought back the old characters, but they're telling a new story. And I don't know. I guess the gun like military like brain that I have, it like I was like, oh, this is like on my alley. But yeah, I have to give it a Modern Warfare.
This game I really liked at the time when it came out. Like it definitely did get me back into Call of Duty. It was like the one that I played the longest. I probably played it for like 2 months, but still, that's a lot longer than I played the previous like 4. But I didn't really get into this game until Augie kept telling me to play Warzone with him, and I wasn't even into Warzone. I was into Fortnite and Battle Royale, but I wasn't into Warzone. I even played Apex before, but for some reason he kept telling me to get on. I started getting on. I wasn't having fun. I was getting frustrated. I was like, this is dumb. Because in my mind, Call of Duty is like this quick-paced game. Throwing knife here, like like you just shoot this guy, switch your gun. Warzone was so weird for me to get used to. And again, he kept telling me to get on. I finally got into it like 2 years later, a year and a half, like 2 years later. It was before this one came out, so this is legit like a year and a half ago, maybe. I finally got into Warzone, and I was like, I get it now. But it is not my 2019 game of the year. My 2019 game of the year is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Ooh. Now, this game, I think this is a really weak year. I think we can all agree there. But this game, like, I'll give it like an 8 out of 10, but still, it is my favorite game this year, and it gets my award because I really got into, or I wasn't into Bloodborne yet at this time, or like those type of games. So this is kind of like a good entry point where it's kind of like a Souls game where it's really tough. Like you have to choose when you're going to strike. You're a Jedi, but you're not like it's not like the Force Unleashed, because I played the Force Unleashed games and I like those. And like you're like unstoppable. Like you were never in any trouble. You're throwing people all over the place. This one, you really have to pick your spots, but when you picked them right and you're parrying and you had like the double blades and you did everything, like the progression of the story, everything was just so good. Again, not like, I'd probably say it's a great game, but it's not like as soon as I beat it, I was like, game of the year. Yeah. It's just that this is a really weak year, but I don't want that to sound like I'm forcing myself to pick this game, because I have a lot of fun. I beat this game twice. And the second one, we'll get there, maybe. Maybe we'll get there.
Yes.
Augie, game of the year 2019?
My game of the year 2019 is not from 2019.
Oh, God.
It's from 2018 because you told me to keep playing it. It's freaking Spider-Man. Okay. This is your list. I'm not going to say you can't do that.
I'm going to say you can't do that.
If I have to pick.
I'm not going to let you pick Fortnite again. I'll tell you that.
If I have to. And it would be a mixture between Fortnite and Spider-Man, because if I had to pick, I'd pick freaking Modern Warfare. But there's a reason for that, and I'll say on my next year. But yeah, if I have to pick, then it's Modern Warfare. If I have to pick within the year, Modern Warfare. But if the game that I finally played, which was a year later, it was Spider-Man.
How do you feel about this?
So the official answer is Modern Warfare. Okay. Moving on.
Modern Warfare. But I played Spider-Man. I would say, oh shit! Like I played it even a year late. That one took because it was just.
Yeah, I remember you telling me in 2018, because I was telling you that you got to play Spider-Man, and for some reason you're being stubborn, and you're all like, "Is it better than God of War?" I was like, "Well, God of War is God of War. Like that's my game of the year." I was like, God of War didn't come out. It would be Spider-Man. And then eventually you did play it, and you're just like, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I played it a year late.
Yeah.
But I would pick Call of Duty.
All right, we'll say something nice about Call of Duty.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Crazy. It's nice. No, the multiplayer is badass. It finally came back to, like, they had their meeting back to boots to ground or whatever they said. So I was like, finally, they're no more advanced shit. We're finally going back to, and then it's Modern Warfare again after all these years.
Yeah.
It was rumored, and it finally actually
came out. And they even
came
stopped
out.
Doing story modes for a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, it was just online.
Yeah, the Black Ops games stopped.
And then we got one with Vanguard. We got one story with Vanguard.
Vanguard
and then
was weird. Forgot about
it
Vanguard.
was.
I do like Warfare, Infinite Warfare. That was a weird era.
I do like the lobby area you were on in Vanguard. You could throw the little football.
Wasn't that World War II?
Yeah, that was.
World War One.
Or
no,
World War II, right?
World War II.
Oh, World War II?
Because there's World at War, which is the OG one, the first time we got zombies, and then there was World War II.
Oh, yeah, it's just...
And then there's Vanguard.
Yeah.
Come on, Call of Duty.
Yeah, Vanguard was the one that was like a new Black Ops almost.
Resident Evil 2, I'm literally playing right now. So far, that's cool. Death Stranding, the UPS simulator.
Did you like that game?
I never finished it.
I never played it.
But I did like my time with it. It was such a weird game. It's just about traversal. That's what it is. And sometimes you shoot people. But they made an update where it's more action-based. Like now you start off with a gun and everything. So I want to try it now. Because I think that's the direction the second one's going to go in. And Mortal Kombat 11, it was good, but it was a step back from X. And I feel like I did like Star Wars better this year. So
I don't know what Kojima needs to do, but he needs to get Metal Gear back. Or he needs to make something that's not Death Stranding.
Damn, it's like that?
I'm sorry.
Wait, did you play it?
I didn't play it, but I've like what you said. It's UPS Simulator. That's all I heard. And
not even with the update? You wouldn't try it?
I mean, I'm willing to play it eventually. Metal Gear Solid 5 was so good. And I love that universe. I love, like, the themes. So.
Now, 2019's official game of the year is a game that I bought and I have not played yet. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
True.
This is another Soulsborne type game where it's like a really difficult game, but this one is more action-based. But apparently it's even harder. So.
And you're a samurai?
You're a samurai.
Japan all the way.
Japan. Mochigomi.
Whose turn is it to go first? Is it mine?
I think it's Augie's.
Is it?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Sure. So 2020 Game of the Year. Let me pull up the notables. So we can start off, because I know this game came out. Animal Crossing came out. That was huge. Oh, this is the year of COVID, baby!
Yes, sir.
We were locked up. Animal Crossing came out. Last of Us 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Doom Eternal. He's wearing a Cyberpunk shirt. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Half-Life Alyx is a VR game. That's apparently like the best VR game. Ghost of Tsushima. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is the launch of the next generation, so the launch of the PS5 and Xbox Series X/S. Resident Evil 3.
Launch
Demon
of COVID.
Souls. Fall Guys.
The launch of COVID, huh?
Call of Duty Warzone, I guess, officially came out. Neo 2 Dream sucked. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Augie, what is your 2020 Game of the Year?
I would have to say. I know what people
This is
want
a
me
good
to
year
say.
again.
Yeah. That's what I was like. There's a lot.
Another banger. It took COVID to get some bangers out. Now, these games were made years before, but still.
Who cares?
Default would be Last of Us 2.
Default.
Why you got a default?
Because, like
Give it
the
its
other
flowers.
Last of Us, I was like...
No, this one is more controversial. This might be a hot take to some people. I'm just saying.
For what?
You know,
What's the hot take? That came out at the same time.
Muscle mommies are not okay, Augie.
Muscle mommies are crazy.
there's the snowflakes. They have a transgender character. It's the female lead, and she's a lesbian. And the game's too long. And spoilers. Spoilers. Skip
then-
ahead. They killed Joel. You
It
didn't.
had to
Where were
happen.
you on the internet during 2020 when we weren't even allowed outside?
I was looking up freaking...
You're on a good part of the internet.
Yeah. I was,
If you avoided this bullshit,
oh, hell yeah. Well, I didn't want to ruin the story.
but even after this was months.
I think I got it like two... Well,
is still now.
They said the story got leaked. I think that was the one.
That was like
of
a
the
month
things.
before, yeah.
And then I got it like 2 days late. I usually get it the first day I got it. So I was trying to avoid Last of Us, like anything Last of Us. I didn't care. Like I didn't watch the interviews. I didn't. And usually I would, but I would. It would be Last of Us default, as I said. But I thought all of us were gonna pick Last of Us.
It's a banger year. You never know.
So I picked freaking Warzone.
This guy.
I was like, because that's when Warzone dropped. That's when Warzone freaking dropped. I played that one the most. That one and probably Fortnite because of Corona. I feel like...
If you bring up Fortnite one more time.
Well, that was the freaking...
It's a banger year.
Ghost of Tsushima was really good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If Ghost of Tsushima came out 2020...
It came out 2020.
Yeah.
And Miles Morales came out 2020.
I'm going to have to give it a Ghost of Tsushima because I told somebody that's the best. I said, Last of Us... I literally said this. I said, Last of Us is the best story out right now. But Ghost of Tsushima is the best looking game. It's the best
That game's
soundtrack.
beautiful.
The best soundtrack. Just
I don't know if I ever
so
played
screwed.
it.
I'll
Like,
freaking...
I don't know if I ever played a game just to like. I've never even used photo mode except for Ghost of Tsushima.
I still never use photo mode. That's
That game was beautiful. So Ghost of Tsushima is your final answer. You listed like 4 games.
Yeah, I'll take Ghost of Tsushima. I'm saying these next years.
Yeah, I told Augie before we started. It's like, are you sure you're gonna be able to do like these newer years? Because I said you fell off. You haven't been playing games.
I told him, compared to the older years, like I said,
your prime years.
We're just some of these years we're just filling in. Like 2020 was a fill-in year. Like
it's not. It's a banger,
dude. 2020 is a good game.
Back me up here.
It's a banger, but some of these like
it's not an Augie banger. Though.
Miles Morales is just a copy of Spider-Man, so it's like, yo, don't.
The longer this goes,
Augie's gonna take this opportunity to shit on every other game when he knows that Last of Us 2 was his favorite, and there's nothing wrong.
No, Last of Us, default Last of Us 2.
Okay, so Last of Us 2 is your answer. Ghost of Tsushima is your shout out.
It would be. I forgot Ghost of Tsushima came out, and I literally said that.
Tsushima. So which one is it? Final answer. Final.
I'll go Ghost because I think I platinumed it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did too. Both of us.
And I like the I like the best fights. I think were the waterfall fight. You fight the samurai bosses, the waterfall, and then the one with I forgot what those trees are called, but it's
the sakuras, the pink ones.
I don't know what tree it was. It's just the ones that hang, the classic samurai Japanese where you fight right there, and then the leaves are all. I think it is the sakura.
So many good backdrops. So many cool. Like this is one of those games. Well, I platinumed it, so you had to do side missions. But this is like one of those games where I enjoyed doing the side missions. All of like the little things too, like chasing the fox and all that. Like the way that it navigated you through the world without having like an arrow pointing where you're supposed to go. Like the wind would guide you, the animals would guide you.
I just like the whole everything. The what would you call it? The culture and the whole thing.
Yeah,
Japan #1.
They nailed it so well that I think I forgot what they did with the game, but like Japan like honored this game, and I forgot how they did it.
They made it a samurai. You know how UK Knights things?
Yeah. I think that's how that works.
Samurai.
So I'll go next. 2020 Game of the Year is not default. It is the truth. It is the answer. It is The Last of Us 2.
That's not fair because there's some that are just a whole nother league.
I know, The Last of Us 2.
Rarely.
But that's okay. It's your game of the year.
Because if you do like, what would you do game of the last 10 years? What would it be?
Whoa, maybe we should...
Maybe that's a topic for another day.
It would probably be Last of Us or Last of Us 2.
Probably.
Interesting.
So then it's like you're in a whole nother league. You can't even. We have to eliminate you from this because your default.
So you're saying
you won.
it's
like
such a high
unanimous.
If you want to,
but that's why we have to honor it, right? I mean,
that's true.
We got to let them know that they're wrong if they don't pick this.
For real.
So Last of Us 2, again, like all you said, it's kind of like the default if you've played it. Yeah. But this. Again, is a 10, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. The cinematics, dude, just facial expressions make me feel away in this game. But just, I played this game over a whole weekend.
Muscle mommy.
And you go through like the roller coaster of emotions. If you played this game, you already know. But just, it is a step up from Last of Us 1 as well. Like the gameplay is way more fun. That's like the one thing that the Last of Us 1 got criticized for, is that the gameplay is not that great. I disagree. But this one, they took it to a whole nother level. It's like they took that as a challenge. And all the different combos you can do in this game, even after I beat it like twice, when you look up gameplay from people, like what they can do on this game, like they're showing mechanics I never even knew you could do. But yeah, again, Naughty Dog does it again. Technically incredible. Take it a step further. This is pushing video games forward. Forget the controversy. I'm not going to talk about it. Game's incredible. 10 out of 10. So, what is your 2020 Game of the Year?
I'm a piggyback with you. Dude, Last of Us 2 was amazing. You kind of brought up Red Dead, and I never really thought to think of the parallels between the stories. And there are some there, but The Last of Us 2, by and far, like, leaves you, like how you said, just expressions. You know, the motion capture, everything is so good in that game. Like, I can't wait for it to be adapted. I'm curious to see if I'll even think that live action will be even better.
Yeah. And I don't want to spoil this one either.
Yeah. So I think that for sure this pushes gaming forward. I think the controversy adds to why the game was so good because it finally gave gamers another perspective. Like, not every NPC you kill is nobody. Yeah. And I think that the way that they told that story is really, really good.
Like Augie was saying earlier, like when you kill somebody, you'll hear somebody say like, Jonathan.
Yeah.
They got Jonathan. They got Jonathan.
And that's why the game is so good. Without giving too much away, like you know, you're Ellie, and you are in default gamer mode. Everybody in front of me is my enemy. I'm gonna wipe them out, not give a second thought. But it is funny. Like, do you think I could talk about a specific moment?
We could give a spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Spoilers.
No,
Light spoiler. This is a light spoiler.
Shit came out 2020.
The time I realized, like, I don't know if you remember, I think we go through a sewer or some kind of water thing as Ellie, and we emerge, and there's like a girl listening to MP3, and you take her out.
Vita girl. She's playing the Vita.
Yes.
And that moment's when I started to realize, like, oh shit, like,
you're going too far.
yeah, you kind of just killing people. Or there's another moment that I think is too far, but I won't spoil too much.
Yeah, the game makes you do stuff. Like, you don't have to kill all the NPCs.
Yeah.
You could just crawl by them.
Yeah.
But the story, like the cinematics, does make Ellie kill people, and there are repercussions.
Yeah, so then, you know, the plot goes forward and you see things from the other perspective. So I think that is amazing. I've never played a game that's done that. And then again, like, the emotions are high, like the stakes are high. And what I loved about the first Last of Us is you feel like someone who's scrounging to survive, and this game continues with that. And that's the other thing I love about the Last of Us games. The higher the difficulty, the more you're scrounging for scraps to make something. So the game's always gritty, and it's always like you're literally just trying to survive. So Last of Us for sure. But I ain't wearing this shirt for nothing.
Hey!
Cyberpunk was my most anticipated game. I think my expectations were very high.
As they should be. I mean, people waited a long time.
He's wearing that
Yeah.
shirt.
That's what I sounds like. He's wearing that shirt.
I saw Edge Runner so many times. I was like,
Last of Us was amazing. I love the story, but Cyberpunk's in my goddamn DNA. Because Cyberpunk, like, the genre of Cyberpunk is probably by far my most favorite because it's a very complex genre. I guess if I'm going to draw parallels to The Last of Us, Cyberpunk is a survival game, but not in the appearance of a survival game. Because in a Cyberpunk, like, atmosphere, it's like high-tech, low-life. Like, everybody is a bottom feeder, even if they don't appear one. And in this game, you know, some of my criticisms are, like, you get choices as to what your character will be, but they don't really land. There's not really an impact as far as what you decide, whether you're a corpo, a street kid, or a nomad. But that apart, the story they told, you know, they had freaking Keanu Reeves. He was cool. Now they're going to have freaking, what's his name for the DLC?
Is it Idris Elba?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, I don't know.
Elba.
It was in there somewhere.
Yeah, they keep getting big, like, you know, stars and stuff.
It's so weird how this property, they must just be spending money, but it's weird how big this property is getting, especially with the launch of Cyberpunk being so bad.
Yeah, I think, well, a little side story, because you say, oh, crazy that. So for those who know, like if you don't know, CD Projekt Red is based in Poland, and The Witcher 3 did so well that the studio...
in Poland?
Just nationally.
Okay.
Like, when I think the president of Poland met with Obama, he gave him a copy of The Witcher 3 and was like, this is one of our highest, like,
art pieces.
Well, it's something that is like literally affecting Poland's GDP. This is how well this is doing. Yeah. So CD Projekt Red actually got like government grants for their production of like Cyberpunk and then for their studios.
Dude. They got a government behind them. And you're giving Fortnite shit? Look at this shit.
I didn't get Fortnite shit.
I like to think of Cyberpunk as like their Witcher 1. No one played that with The Witcher 2. So this is their first dabble into this universe. They have a roadmap for other titles in this IP. They've made an anime, which was amazing. And they have this DLC that's going to be like Cyberpunk 2.0. So who knows? Maybe my 2023 game of the year is going to be Cyberpunk, you know, revamp 2.0, because I'm really hoping that they add more layers to the game.
Doesn't count.
Okay, that's fair. But
it is like a relaunch. Yeah, so we can count it.
My point being is that Cyberpunk, for what it was and for what my expectations were still an amazing game, because just the atmosphere, like the vibes, they hit Cyberpunk so well. Just walking down the street, seeing the NPCs. The irony is that one of my big criticism is like every NPC is cooler than I am. Why can't I look like that? You know? And so the world was really cool. It's like neon and it's just, there's so much story I feel that can be taken from that IP. So it's my honorable mention as an IP, and I still think the game is enjoyable, and I think it's only going to get better. But the characters were awesome. Like, the love interests in the game were awesome. Like, you can't have a good role-playing game without having some good love interests. Yeah. But it's a good game. And yeah, I can't wait for the DLC and everything else for that game.
Sounds like your game of the year.
You know, the thing is that
You're doing an Augie here.
I know. I feel like the thing is, The Last of Us 2, like I said, is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I can't think of any criticism or anything to add versus Cyberpunk. Maybe because my expectations were so high, I can think of a lot of things. I would love the Nemesis system in there. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You know. But with that said, yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna ride for like anything CD Projekt Red probably makes in Cyberpunk, and I know that they lost a lot of faith with like the gaming community, but
It's coming back.
yeah, they're the ones who like, you know, I think when they say it, they mean it. And I don't know what happened during that time. Maybe they were pressured to release during COVID. Maybe they thought they were going to do better numbers. Maybe they wanted to release before PS4 era ended. Who knows what their reasons were.
But it's so funny how the game and IP like stumbled, and now they're like getting their footing.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm telling you, the anime was so good. If the story of the game was the anime,
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Maybe because of Corona, they were cutting the losses. So they're like, we got to drop. So
Who knows, man?
They can at least see.
Are you interested in Cyberpunk at all? Like the game or the anime,
Yeah.
any of
Well,
it?
now, yeah. Before, yeah. But
Like
then
after that, yeah.
I challenge this table
Oh, here we go.
to meet back in like October or November. We all play Cyberpunk with a new DLC.
When does it come out?
September 20 something.
So you want to completely beat the game and
That's why I said October, November.
Okay.
But if you guys are
of
down,
next year.
I would love that. But yeah.
I already told you I'm down. That's why I asked you to bring your copy so I can like
sir.
get the digital version or whatever. But all right, we're winding down here. We got 3 more, 2
Yep.
more.
20,
Oh, there goes my list.
21,
Okay.
22, 23.
The 2020 game of the year was The Last of Us Part 2. Obviously. 2021 games.
A win for muscle mommies everywhere.
You a muscle mommy. Is that a you thing or does the internet say muscle mommy?
I am the internet.
Oh, shit. Kill him. We don't need you anymore.
They're like, that's the internet?
We've gone
This whole time? He's been right here? The internet on the internet.
Now, 2021 has some games
Sad year,
that
too.
I really love, but again, I feel like it's very top heavy, at least for me. It's very top heavy, and then there's like, again, no depth. But Halo Infinite came out. Bought an Xbox for Halo Infinite. Shit. Deathloop. Hitman 3. I know people like Hitman games. I don't think it's for anybody at this table. Returnal, PlayStation exclusive. Resident Evil Village. We have Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Forza Horizon 5, Monster Hunter Rise, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
I think it's mine.
So, what is your 2021 game of the year? Year.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
It was so fun. I felt like the whole time that whole game ran through, one of the Guardians was talking to you. And I loved that. I felt like I was like,
You were part of the team.
yeah, you felt like part of the team. Like the combat wasn't that crazy in depth, and it definitely got repetitive, and the enemies weren't crazy. But the dialogue, the story was fun and interesting. I really enjoyed that. I felt like I was a part of the Guardians, and I felt like the experience was like just perfect. Like even when you thought the game was over, they do the whole like roll and credits, and it's like it's not over.
Yeah.
So the game was really fun. And my honorable mention, It Takes Two. That game was so fun playing it with Ingrid. Like that's like a game you have to play with someone else,
Right.
And I think they even do a thing where if you buy it, you can like a friend can play with you without them
Yep,
buying
yep.
it. But that game was really fun. That reminded me of Little Big Planet because throughout the game, there's different kind of like mini games in it almost.
Yeah, so you're a little tiny like yarn thing, puppet, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's like has to do with like parents and divorce and like a kid and its imagination. So
I got
it's-
that game, but I didn't finish it. Like me and Jets just fell off. I think we started ended up playing like other games at the time. But yeah, this game got a lot of love.
Yeah, I think there should be more games like this. It's really fun. It's really sweet. It's really like what's the word?
I thought they made it for that reason.
Yeah.
For
Like couch co-op.
for couples.
Yeah.
More
like-
couple games. That should be a genre.
Like how he said for like there's a lot of people getting divorced and stuff, so they made that shit like based off
Yeah.
like shit
I don't
like
know.
that, like
Because where I got to with like the story, I kind of felt like I knew where it was going.
because it's like it takes teamwork to freaking
To keep it together.
That's what it's for. I thought you were gonna give him a freaking.
I'll give you one.
It is cool because again, you're like these little yarn characters, and like even like they have moments like that in the game, and it's like it's nice. Or when they're not getting along.
My favorite level was when like one of you has the hammer and one of you guys is a nail, or has a nail, and like you have to use teamwork. I mean, the whole game you're using teamwork, but I thought that was really cool. They did that. And then there's one level where it legit, I'm the fighting game guy. But they have like a little part. I think the squirrels. Yeah. Like somebody has to be in a 2D fighting game against the squirrels, but I'm not the fighter.
Yeah.
Jets was fighting. I was flying the plane. I was like, kick his ass, Jets. And Jets right there.
You know what that remind me? Of Metal Gear Solid 4 when you're fighting on the submarine. You remember when
what is it when like the screen splits in half?
Yeah, like there's like shit going on.
That game's weird. Metal Gear Solid 4 is weird.
It is. But
so your answer was
Guardians, but
Guardians.
It Takes Two was an
Special.
awesome game. It's special. I hope more games like the Heart guy. Wasn't he like the main dev or something?
Oh, from I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but the Heart character, the guy who's the Heart, who's like kind of like guiding you through the whole game.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's really funny. He's really cool, and I think it's him because I know that I don't know if he's like the main director or what he was, but he's like a Latino guy, and he does like the voice acting. And I just remember
that's cool if he's a director, and because that character's over the top.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I like that game.
Oh, you want to go next? Or you want me to go next?
I go next.
Augie's 2021 Game of the Year goes to
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Because I thought this was the end of an era. Just like Uncharted, I was like, oh God, here we go. I was like, one of them's going to die, or maybe Ratchet's going to hang it up and then they pass it to this new girl. I don't know, what are they, Lombax or something?
Yeah,
That's Lombax. So I thought they were going to replace him and go with that girl, which is, I thought it was fine because they're freaking.
Rivet.
Yeah, I thought they were going to replace him with Rivet, and then Ratchet's just going to go home or die, or I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But yeah, I felt like I was playing a PS5 game. Like,
dude, this game. I mean, they said at the time this game is only able to be played on the PS5 because a lot of games were backwards compatible at the time.
That's a Pixar game.
Yeah, but like there's that like with the rifting ability, like actually like teleporting all over the map. Like it was happening in real time.
You pull the world to you pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than probably the only game before this, I felt like I was playing a PS5 game was Miles Morales, only the swinging because of the controller. But that was more the controller. Yeah. So this one felt like I was using like at least some HD of the PS5 to like play this shit, because I didn't feel like I could play it on the PS4. But yeah, I thought just the story wise and like it's just because I've played all the other ones, so it's kind of pushed it more.
I like Ratchet and Clank for like the gameplay, like the story's fine, it's not bad. It's not, I don't feel indifferent to it.
And I like ranking up all this shit. I like level 3 and all that, but the story here was actually really cool because they do introduce. They're doing like, is it like a multiverse thing actually, or is it just like? I mean, it's gotta be. It's either multiverse. It's not multiverse. It's just he can pull himself through like other realities. Like
okay, but anyway, like they introduced Rivet, which is like the girl version of Ratchet, and then which we knew in the trailer, but then they introduced Kit, which is like the girl robot of Clank, and then seeing like because they're separated. Ratchet is with the new robot, and then Rivet is with Clank. So then eventually you know that Rivet and Kit are gonna be like a match made in heaven. Like, and like you said, like maybe they'll spin off and do their own thing eventually. I kind of want that to happen because I really like them together. And we need more female protagonists in PlayStation games.
But also that's one of their games that they make. Like they make Ratchet and Clank. They're not like Naughty Dog where they're like, shit, we're moving on. Like, but now I think about it, imagine this. Imagine if Naughty Dog was like, yeah, we've been working on a Jack and Dexter game for a while. Just drop that shit. Like,
I think that's just beneath Naughty Dog at this point. Because like,
not if they make it like
what, realistic?
Like, well, if they put the Last of Us engine, but just make it like you know how you touch the walls and like you're doing all this stuff.
I don't know. I think another studio could do that just well. I feel like Naughty Dog is just like their next thing. It's been rumored that they're working on like a space game. Can you imagine what they're doing with space?
See,
if they do, we don't know that that's true.
Whatever they do, it'll be like
it'll be
another masterpiece. All right, my 2021 game of the year. I think I'm going to mention a couple games that you guys haven't played, but like all of these are solid. I mean, 2 of them are going to be 8 out of 10s, and one of them is going to be a 9 out of 10, and one of them is my game of the year. So let me go to the first 2. Deathloop was really good, and I know it got like a lot of coverage, Like, you guys have definitely heard of Deathloop, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I've tried to play it like 2 or 3 times.
And it didn't connect?
I die and then I start.
And yeah. So Deathloop, you do have to beat the game in one go, but it does become easier to progress. Like, and I love these type of games now since Bloodborne. Like, Bloodborne really changed my view on these games because it did feel like a waste of time at first.
And Returnal.
But god damn it! Well, my game of the year is Returnal. He changed it. Well, I was gonna build up there. My game of the year is Returnal. My other shout out was gonna be Resident Evil Village. I wasn't gonna say much about that except that game really has some creepy moments, and it's not just about zombies. There's werewolves. There's like a puppeteer. A lot of cool moments. A lot of scary ass moments in Resident Evil 8. Shout out to that. Deathloop, really cool, and the weapons and everything in there. Like once I got the explosive rifle, my combo was telekinesis up and then blow people up. So good.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me because that was a game up my alley. Because isn't it Arcane Studios? Yeah. And like I played the Dishonors, but I guess I wasn't a crazy Dishonor fan. But my point is like I understood the kind of game it was going to be, and I love the concept of like you have to figure out how to take everyone out in one go.
Right.
And
it's more linear than you think it is. It makes it seem more complicated, but then it does take a lot of sitting looking at the menus, but like once you get it down, you can beat the game. Like in the one go, you beat it in like 1 hour, maybe less.
Wow, that's really
because eventually like you'll
you just run through it, huh?
Eventually you'll find out like, oh, if I have this person go over here where the fireworks show is gonna go off, I can have him kill himself at the fireworks show by like if it disguises how linear it is by making you reset, but get good, Returnal is a game that I've definitely recommended you. I recommend anybody this game.
Might be that one might be my 2023 Red Dead or what was that?
This is your chance to catch up since a lot of these new games aren't doing it for you. Returnal 2, I think we get it for free. I bought it at the time, but I think now it's free for PlayStation Plus. But really quick, since I mentioned so many games, Returnal is made by I forgot the developer's name, but regardless, they made like arcade games for the PS3, PS4. They made Resogun, Stardust. I don't know if you guys remember that one. You're like going around like a planet and like shooting. It's like a twin stick shooter.
I remember you playing it.
Yeah.
Well, it's super arcadey, and then they're like, okay, we're done with that because it doesn't sell. Like they straight up just said that. So like, okay, we're gonna make a third person shooter.
That makes sense because like don't the things you shoot kind of look
yes,
like
and
that,
that's my highest compliment is like I was like, you guys lied. You guys are still making arcade games, but now it's a third person shooter where instead of like the bullets like flying at you and just dodging like this, now it's a third person game where like one enemy will shoot like bullets like this. They're not even like other soldiers. Like, it's all like either technology or other creatures. So like whatever, it's like a beast shooting like a blue beam at you or blue balls and like blue balls. But like you have to figure out the pattern. You have to figure out the pattern, and it is still an arcade game, but on top of that, it's one of those games where like you have to beat it in one go. But again, once you figure out the language of these games, you realize like, okay, once I beat this boss, there's a shortcut. Yeah. So now it's about getting really good at this one level. Oh, I beat it. Now I can immediately go to level 2, or I could grind level 1. And they don't actually say level 1. It's just, World 1. I could beat World 1 or grind it and then get stronger for World 2. Or I could just go immediately to World 2 if I feel confident enough. And your weapon upgrades stay the same. So all you have to do is find that weapon again and you're good. So Returnal, 9 out of 10. This game is awesome. The story is freaking ridiculous. I don't even know if I comprehend everything that happened in the story, but just there's this one moment in there where you're just like, holy shit.
I got it for PC and I played up to the point where you find your corpse.
Okay, yeah. And that's really early, too.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, this is the kind of game this is, huh?
But I'm out.
No, I think lately, like, it's hard for me.
This is the type of game
this is, huh? It's like I have so much access to so many games, and I don't,
so easy, when you don't buy it,
yeah.
It's so easy just to turn it off.
Yeah, but if you're recommending that much, maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
I highly recommend
it. It's so easy when you don't buy it.
I feel like you would
not have to play this shit.
Have you ever seen the Nier Automata?
I've heard that that's good too.
I think you would enjoy it because it's like that.
It's like the black and white one, right?
He's all forcing himself to play games. He's like, I have to play this shit.
I spent $70.
That's why I haven't played nothing.
I'm just trying to convince you guys.
I'm not gonna force myself to be like, hey.
That's what we were talking about last time on our other episode we did. Is how like it's only $10 more, but it feels like so much more.
Yeah.
All right, so 2021's game of the year officially was It Takes Two, and that was surprising.
It deserved it.
It won that year?
It deserved it.
2022 games. I think now it's my turn to start. I think.
Yeah, it is.
I think
so too.
2022 game of the year. We're down to 2 more. I mean, this one we're not done with 2023 yet. I'll wait. Last official game of the year. I'm interested to see what Augie's answer is going to be for this one.
This one? Really?
Well, let me see. Let me go through. 2022, Elden Ring, Stray, Horizon Forbidden West, never mind. God of War Ragnarok. I mean, I know people like Tunic and Neon White. Those are smaller games. There was a Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. I think it's called Splatoon 3. A lot of Nintendo games. Xenoblade Chronicles, Gran Turismo, Sifu. That game pissed me off. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Sifu, huh?
Are any of those me games?
No. Well, I think your answer probably would have been God of War.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Ragnarok better than the first God of War?
Shits on it.
My answer, my answer to this is God of War Ragnarok. Okay. I think the story is tighter in the first game. Like, it's clean. Like, there's no fat at all. This one is probably a little, like, this one gets ambitious because there's not going to be a trilogy. It's only 2 games. So this one ends the story, and it felt like towards the end they started rushing it a little bit. But with that being said, I'm not going to say shits on it, but I do think it is better.
Okay.
I mean, if you like the first one, you're definitely going to like this one.
Did you play it?
I haven't.
I was going to spoil the shit out of this. But
if I played it, it's probably would be my game of the year.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I don't know what your answer is going to be. I think this is
never going to guess it.
I think it's easily God of War Ragnarok.
He said Sifu.
Sifu pissed me off.
Sifu, God mode.
Shout out to Stray. It was a small little game. You could beat it in like 5 hours, but it was really good. Is this your
cat? It's like stick it to the man, dude.
I didn't play Stray, so if you're thinking that was...
yeah, Stray was really cool, and it's actually surprisingly touching at the end. Elden Ring didn't get around to, but it's like... It's a bigger Bloodborne, apparently. So I feel like I would like it. It just felt like bigger Bloodborne. Well, Bloodborne took me like 50 hours.
I'm like, it's the Bloodborne.
So, Augie, Game of the Year, 2022.
God of War. And I was going to spoil the shit out of it. I'm not going to say nothing. He hasn't played it.
You can say what you want to say.
No, because I would go straight to the end. But
that's what he likes doing.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
You shouldn't be.
Okay.
I was just saying, if you played the God of War games, you damn near drop a tear at the end, if anything.
The story just culminates so well.
All of them, or just
no? Just you could just play these 2, okay. But just knowing Kratos' story, you could be like, damn.
It probably hits a little bit harder, but
yeah.
Even me, like I play God of War 3. But
not even playing the old God of Wars. Just if you know his story, it's pretty crazy to just. But yeah, the whole like the soundtrack again, like from the first one, they improved from the old one.
It's still one shot, and the stuff they do around this game to make it one shot is awesome.
A freaking PS5 game,
a PS5, like a true PS5 game.
3 years in and shit, all crazy. I don't know how many years.
It didn't come out on PS4, right?
I don't think so, but if it did, it seemed like they were just like, we don't care really much. Like if you get
like, if it's 15 FPS.
Yeah, if your shit's a jet, your shit's a jet, dude.
New weapon, new enemies, badass boss battles.
Yeah. We could tell him the weapon. The
spear.
Yeah, he gets the spear, which is crazy.
Spoiled this game for yourself.
He already played it. You already played it.
I don't know what happened. I think you told me about the spear.
Oh, okay, the spear is so much fun because you already have your axe, you already have your Blades of Chaos, which you already have from the first game. I did not think we would get another weapon, or if we did, I thought it would be Thor's hammer. I thought it'd be Mjolnir. The spear is so fun to use. It's not just like this. Like, sure, you're like pokey. You throw it, and then on top of throwing it, after you get enough in there, I mean, you could pop it whenever you want, but the idea is you throw in a bunch, and then you slam it. And just like the feeling of the axe coming back and the control feels good, but then like when you feel like you just did the whole combo, and then he just stands and boom.
No, not even that. It does. You said the axe come back. I'll say the thing. The crazy thing is they make a weapon, but they make a weapon based off like your character. Yeah. So they make him the spear, which is the freaking
Spartan weapon.
The Spartan weapon. So he finally gets his
get a
shit
shield
back.
and the spear.
And not just that, like when you get the spear, the story level to get there, and like the side story, the B plot that's happening there is with Brock is really good. So. Maybe it does shit on the first one.
It shits on the first one.
It culminates everybody's stories, and some people don't get happy endings. Some people get perfect endings, and there's definitely
some people don't get an ending.
Oh,
all crazy,
or they get a quick ending. But yeah,
Does anybody get a beginning?
Well,
There's a few beginnings.
all right. Did you say you're 22? Oh no, Saul, 2022 Game of the Year. I can't believe
2022 was rough, man. I haven't played any PlayStation games.
like in general or
It's Warzone. You see Fortnite.
No, it's between Lego Star Wars.
Oh shit, that's bad. Though. That's badass.
Like, Saul ass
Lego
answer.
Star Wars was good. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I think this new one
I was
like
overwhelmed a little bit.
wrapped everything. The little cutscenes are funny and super short. Like how they summarize like episode 3 is hilarious to me. They're just like, oh yeah, he's Vader now.
Yeah.
No, nothing else happened in between.
I don't remember, I don't even know if I got that far. I must have.
It's a really good game, but I think I'm gonna give it to a game you've never heard of. Dune Spice Wars.
He dropped PC on your.
What is this PS2 licensed ass game? Dune Spice Wars.
Oh, crazy!
It's a PC
He's like, I own
strategy
the
game.
server. I own the server. I own the.
It's actually still in development.
It's still in
Oh my
development.
god.
Oh, crazy!
What is this bullshit?
It's like
Dune Spice
Kickstarter
Wars
over.
on Steam, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Bullshit.
Spice Wars.
And it's Dune, like from the movie Dune, like Timothy Chalamet shit.
Oh, it really is. Oh, that's why he said earlier, Dune. He's all Dune. He's like,
He's like, we're talking about it already.
Let
Let
me tell you
Spice
this.
Wars, dude. This is like Gordon Ramsay on this shit. It's just crazy.
You know that I love strategy games.
Yes,
And
sir.
this one is obviously a part of an IP that I love. And it's actually really well balanced and really cool. It's like a beta right now, and it's fun because a lot of the guys that I play on PC also got it. But
Not bad.
the
Not
graphics look good.
Zendaya in it.
Sort of. No, I mean the real answer is no. But
Yeah,
Her
side-
character?
side missions.
her faction is here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's the different houses, and it's really a cool game because you feel like it's not just about combat. There's actually a lot of strategy involved. Like when I was playing with actual like the friends and people, like the map is like this and there's sections and you want to control certain areas so you can get certain resources. And the spice is important because you have to give it back to the empire and that's how you gain favor. So it's
Oh.
literally the whole thing with the movie. So it's very political. You're fighting over governorship of the planet. And sometimes that means like combat, but sometimes that means like I sent spies and I assassinated one of your guys and it held me back. Or I fucked up the defenses from your base and now when I raid it, your missile turrets don't work. And it's very like well balanced. And one of the things was like me just putting my soldiers here meant that you needed to put your soldiers there.
Yeah.
And if me and Gabriel are collaborating, then he knows that your flank is not there. And you can't just teleport your guys from here to here.
You gotta walk.
You're walking a desert.
Can you ride worms?
You can't. Oh,
Can you
no,
ride
You
worms?
can't ride
That's the whole
worms.
thing with
Oh, you can ride worms.
You can't ride the worm. At least I don't think so. But look, the game's still in development.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll
he's
add
all-
it.
You're gonna ride
People
the worms.
around me don't ride no worms.
You can summon the worm, but here's no. It's crazy. Look,
God.
you can summon it.
I know.
This is why I'm.
You don't tell me what I do with my worm, buddy.
That's what I said. It's like he's
The
a,
cool thing about this game is there's many layers because there's one thing if you can take over all the areas around you. It's another thing to maintain their loyalty and to maintain control. And then you have to deal with the dust storms. You have to deal with like if I send an army, this happened to me so many times. I wouldn't be paying attention to my soldiers. A storm would come, they'd all die.
Yeah.
Or I would send them to somewhere that's too far away. They run out of water, they die. So it's like it's a really well balanced strategy game. It's an IP
That's
that
how
I
God
love,
feels.
and it's it's really fun. I think it's really good. It has elements of like hardcore and like basic like strategy games. But
Yeah.
I gotta give it to that, even though the game's not done.
That's a solo ass game if I ever heard one. 'Cause you don't like too many movies. Like, you don't go to the movies that often, but like you really like Dune. You really like
Dude.
strategy games.
huh. If Zendaya wasn't in this movie, would you like it this much? Oh,
Dude?
crazy.
I like the
I
IP.
said no.
No,
Barely in the first one,
yeah, she's been
Oh,
in the
really?
first one, but I think she'll
right?
November.
Is Oscar Isaac's in that movie too, huh?
Yes, he's dead.
Jesus,
Well, I haven't even seen the thing, dude. F this game, dude. Oh, crazy. It's over. It's done.
moving on.
He's dead. I'm just going to be watching it. When's he die?
Tell God of War. Tell him what happened.
He's dead. Oh, crazy. Just, crazy. Just to make it up. But guess what? He's dead.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, yeah. He died. in the very beginning, like Joel.
Who's dead?
Who's dead? Spoiler.
Damn.
By the muscle mommy. Spoiler. Crazy.
Oh man.
2022 Game of the Year officially was Elden Ring.
What?
You're surprised?
You didn't know that?
Dude, Elden Ring is like
It was a big deal.
yeah. I tried.
See,
playing
you
it.
fell off. You don't know what's happening in the game universe anymore.
I mean, I
kinda-
didn't look it up and be like, yo, what's the game of the year? Because I had my game of the
But
year.
still, like the conversation on Elden Ring, it was like the biggest thing that year.
Look at
For
the,
sure.
the
it's not
trend.
it's not a remake or it's a brand new.
It's a Souls game.
Oh,
And
okay.
Souls, just has that.
That's why I
whole
always feel like
support.
that game and there's another game where I'm like, every year the same
Yeah,
game.
that's what I was gonna say. Like Sekiro on. And
Yeah,
that's like very
yeah.
Oh, okay.
much. Yeah.
So Souls games are like linear,
Yeah,
like
it's-
almost like Star Wars was. Just think of that, but harder. And then Elden Ring, like, but what if it was an open world game? So
But what if we opened it?
what?
Oh, crazy.
I'm here to tell you, we've opened
opened
it.
Open the wall.
So you can go on a horse and it could double jump.
I don't give a shit. You can ride a worm on his shit.
He said, "Oh, he said you could summon it."
Oh, either way, you can summon a worm.
You didn't say you could ride the worm on.
Can you? I've never seen anybody summon a worm.
Well, watch Dune. They have these
He's
little
like, you're on the
devices.
wrong websites.
You want to go watch Dune at the end of the year?
Nah, I know he dies. He told me.
No, you guys need to watch the first one, pay goddamn attention, and then we're gonna watch the second one in November.
That was
You know what I will not watch? Where I was like, that's just too much time. Like, I'd rather watch One Piece than watch freaking this shit. Avatar, dude. That shit seems like it's so
One
long.
Piece. I'm sorry, your statement is. One Piece is so long.
It's like 1,000 episodes. and
It'll
shit.
take you months.
That was his point. He'd rather do that.
You'd rather spend months.
I'd rather spend months
6
on
hours.
One Piece
The thing is, like,
with the same fighting scene. Oh,
he's playing footsies with me, trying to summon my worm.
he said, back off.
We're too tired.
He said,
We're
back off.
almost done. 2023.
We have one more year, guys.
Let's go.
If you made it this far. All right.
If we're being honest, there hasn't been a game since Modern Warfare 2.
That's Fortnite.
Gaming died after Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Wasn't that
crazy.
last
Just-
year?
No, I meant like the
The
original.
original Modern Warfare 2?
Jesus.
I was messing around though, but
All right. 2023. We are in August.
do you want me to start? Because I haven't played shit.
You're going last because I would love to hear what your answer is.
I have a future prediction, and it's gonna win.
Whatever, you're going first. So 2023, the games that have come out so far: Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo 4, Resident Evil 4 remake, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Street Fighter 6, Dead Space remakes, Final Fantasy 15, Starfield is coming out.
Yes,
Wolong
sir.
Fallen Dynasty is coming out. Hogwarts Legacy, Alan Wake 2 remake is coming out. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming out. This is gonna be a banger year. Assassin's Creed Mirage, a throwback to the old Assassin's Creed games. Dead Island 2.
Cyberpunk
Pikmin
2.0.
4, Cyberpunk 2.0, Forspoken was trash.
So I say gaming's
Hi-Fi
back.
Rush, Liza P. Dude, this year
Gaming's back.
I
And-
heard Hi-Fi Rush is really good.
it is. Again, I start a lot of games that I don't finish, and a lot of those times they're the free games because again, it's an easy out.
Yeah.
I didn't spend money, but it's not like because I'm bored. Some of them I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the time it is just like there's so many games, so little time. I just end up going back to something I'm already like a multiplayer game. But anyway, Augie, 2023 Game of the Year so far.
I haven't played shit. This
He
year.
hasn't. I told him like you want to do 2023.
I've only played, well, not even Fortnite. I've only played Call of Duty or Warzone. Brody brought me back to this shit.
Who the hell's Brody?
The Apprentice, baggy shorts. I play baseball.
He has a lot of names.
I play baseball. As
Bacon, lettuce, tomato. Jax, YT.
All right, what's you see, he's stalling because he doesn't have a game with
No,
me.
I don't have a game of the year.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm making a future prediction.
Okay, what you think your game of the year is going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the game of the year is going to be Spider-Man 2. It's an actual PS5 game. It's finally a PS5 Spider-Man, not the controller like Miles Morales gave us. And I think the story is going to be crazy. I think the story is going to be like, oh shit, like this, like you could probably argue this shit to the Spider-Man movies. Like,
Now, are there any games on this list that you're absolutely going to play?
no, all crazy. No, Survivor.
Turn that shit around.
Star Wars. Star
Yeah,
Wars
Star
looks
Wars
like
already
the
came
shit.
out and you haven't
Hogwarts, you're not tricking me with this shit. I told him the best Harry Potter game was 3. What was it?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban. That was the best freaking because you were actually playing like that shit's. I'm not even freaking Harry. Dead Island 2. I
You
would.
can be yourself.
I don't want to be myself. I want to be Harry. That's why I played it. Dead Island 2, it would be badass probably if like we played it or some shit. Or, like we freaking
put that shit on sale for like $20 and I'm in.
But that shit.
Was that parkouring zombie game?
No, that's Dying Light.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Dying Light.
Same thing, but one has parkour.
I'm
surprised you didn't say Assassin's Creed Mirage. You're like the Assassin's Creed guy. You and Pedro.
No, I do, but I told him I still have to play the last 2 Assassin's Creeds, and
this is its own thing.
They're never their own thing. What are you talking? Assassin's Creeds, and then I mean
it's a creed.
Yeah,
it's in the name.
Cool. Go play like 50 other games. Then.
It's like every other Ubisoft game.
Dude, do you know that there's a Ubisoft game, like a multiplayer game, where you play other Ubisoft properties as like your team?
Of course there is.
It's like the Super Smash Bros. For Ubisoft games, but it's a shooter.
It's because Europe sucks.
Damn.
Hey, Andrew Tate said it too. He said,
this last round, we're entering just lunacy. Whatever opinions we have, we're just going to throw them out there.
Is there a Call of Duty dropping this year? No, not
Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3?
Not officially
After
announced,
they were like, maybe Modern Warfare 2 will last 2 years.
And
then on the second release window, we would do like all the OG Modern Warfare 2 stuff.
But is this
So
going to be
Warzone-
an update? Like, are they going to try to surprise us and be all like, hey, Modern Warfare 3 for free this year or some shit? Or
I
like,
doubt it because the whole point of the premium release
Xbox,
is that
it
they
would.
want $60 again.
Yeah.
Or $70, how much it is now.
back-to-back Modern Warfare. So I don't know if that'll work. I'm still having fun with this one.
I guess
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But you're not even playing Modern Warfare. You're playing Warzone.
Well, that's fine. But that's my point. Like, why would I spend $70 again?
Yeah.
But that's what I think they're throwing out. The third one could just be like, Warzone's our shit now. Like, obviously it pays for everything, but it's like that's really their shit
So they're
now.
sending it to die.
Pretty much. Or maybe they're trying to wrap it up. Maybe they had
This-
another meeting and they're like, hey,
Squeeze
like,
it dry.
This might be the new like DLC. Like maybe it'll be like $30. You get a more story.
when's the zombie game dropping Call of Duty? When's
It has to be Triarch, and they're basically always not with Infinity Ward, you know? They're always
Yeah.
in the other window. But what does that mean now? The game development for Call of Duty games is like 3-year cycles? 4-year cycles?
It was 2, then it moved to 3, and then now 2 again. I think.
I don't know. Whatever they're doing, they're probably doing some corporate shit.
Microsoft's about to
Yeah.
milk that teat
Yep. I don't
every
know.
6 months, baby.
Gosh,
Jesus.
dude, that's all.
Imagine.
Like they have a lot, but they're gonna act like that's all they have is Call of Duty. Which is stupid because they have
release Call of
Bethesda.
Duty. That's it. It's called Call of Duty. And guess what? You can play whatever era you want. And then
I do like that they got the servers back. I want to get Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah, I thought they were free on Xbox because they own. Well, they don't own them yet. But that's why I thought they were gonna be free. I was gonna hop on
They
Modern
still
Warfare
charge, huh?
2,
Yeah.
but no, they charge them.
Like $10-15 or something like that.
That's not bad. I thought it was more than that.
I saw a guy that said he was 48 years old. He hopped on with his friend, and they were quick scoping everybody.
when I heard that everyone was jumping on Modern Warfare 2, I have it on PC. Dude, got in the lobby in no joke, like 2 seconds.
Damn.
I got like whiplash. I like join, trying the game, doom, load screen, in. I was like, what the
And
hell?
I heard it keeps your stats too. Like if you combine,
Yeah, your old
that's
stats.
so cool.
Brody said that he downloaded Cold War, like the recent, but still, and he said that his stats are on there. He's like, I've never even played this. I was like, your dad probably played that shit.
Damn.
I was like, because he said he's 31. He said he's default 31 already. And I was like, what the hell? I was like,
They're just giving you ranks now. Like, please play.
there's like, you were 45.
All right,
2023.
2023. My answer. Like I have my answer, but it's just like you said, like it's gonna get dethroned at least by Spider-Man. There's still more to come out. Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out.
Shit ain't winning.
On top of that, I'm probably not gonna play Zelda because that's not my thing. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's between that and Hogwarts Legacy. And honestly, I could go either
You
way.
played Hogwarts?
They're both on my list.
He beat Hogwarts. Now,
Dude, Hogwarts made me a Harry Potter fan.
legit, he went back and watched all of them, or just
never-
we saw Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, I haven't finished them all.
You never
But
seen him before?
dude, I never give a shit about Harry Potter. I'm telling you, come at me with some fantasy shit. I'm telling you, get the hell out of here and bring me some lightsabers. Bring me some lasers.
Go trade in your wand for a lightsaber.
Bring me some space.
But
Dumbass.
Hogwarts was good. I think you should play it, especially if you are a fan, because you know what I say? I don't want Harry Potter. Fuck that. Get that out of here. I had a whole argument with Ingrid. I'm like, what do you call this? Star Wars isn't Anakin Skywalker. It's Star Wars. So what the hell do I call Harry
never thought
Potter?
about that. That's bringing up some good points.
That's what I got mad at the whole Star Wars thing, because it's like they said they wanted to get away from the Skywalkers, and then they're like, "What's your name?" She said, "Skywalker," and I was like, "Really?" Like,
we won't get into that.
but-
If we want to talk about Star Wars.
We got like 3 Star Wars shows now that has nothing to do with Skywalkers. And
I like
good.
that. I like
Yet.
that.
Hopefully ever.
Even though they did Boba wrong.
You thought that wasn't good? I thought it was good.
See, now we're just podcast. What is this, guys? What is this? This is a video game topic.
Well, you gotta pick your favorite.
I tried, and then Mr. Wand, go trade it. Fuck your wand, or whatever you said. Stick your wand up your ass.
One thing that ruined that game is I saw a guy and he put multiple choices, and you know how you pick and the hat chooses? Everything he picked, he went to the same house. So I was
No,
like,
you do get it. If you want to be full RPG, you answer the questions, and then it'll recommend you one. But
Yeah.
because it is an RPG, you could pick what house you want.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's up to you. If you want the authentic experience,
And
and
then
you're
didn't
trying.
they get canceled or something?
oh,
No, that's what's her name?
That's
did.
that's
They-
been a thing, man.
She's been
It's been a thing. It's been a thing. All right, let's finish this up. So between Hogwarts and Star Wars, that story was awesome. It had so many twists and turns. The boss battles. We can't spoil it because I'm sure he's going to play it eventually. Hogwarts. Both these games had tons of glitches, by the way. Like they were not launched right, because I was gonna knock Hogwarts for that, but I was like, Star Wars had glitches too.
You experienced glitches?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, what the fuck am I talking about?
In Hogwarts?
I had a whole rant. No, Star Wars.
Oh, yeah,
I had a
yeah.
whole rant about this.
Yeah.
Never mind. You just
was like,
refreshed
wait a
my
minute.
memory.
Honestly, it could go either way. I originally had Hogwarts written down, but as I'm thinking about Star Wars and like the story, because the thing that Jedi has over Hogwarts for me is the story is awesome. Like it's pretty cool seeing the team get back together from the first game. Again, I'm not gonna spoil anything, and then so many twists and turns, and this felt like a big epic Star Wars story, and it is canon. This did happen, so this does matter. But the gameplay, they one-upped it like a good sequel should do. They give you more stances. Now you can have a blaster and a lightsaber. You can have Kylo Ren's lightsaber. So gameplay, big improvement. Story, I think this story is better than the 2019 one. So yeah, I'm picking Star Wars in this one. Survivor.
Well, I'm gonna say that Hogwarts maybe made me a Wizarding World fan, entered me into that universe.
Say Harry Potter.
But I've been a Star Wars fan,
shit.
and I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, crazy, huh? You need a choo-choo.
I tell you right now, I played the first Jedi Fallen Order. It was good. I liked it.
It was good.
It was cool.
Rate it.
I liked Cal. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
That's what I said.
All right.
played
Cal
it.
was a cool character. The whole cast was cool. We got a goth mommy in there. I loved it.
I
all
got
right?
them.
I didn't care about her till this one. This one I was just like,
That's goddamn right. So listen up.
Obviously.
Without spoiling
you said mommy
anything,
again.
Yeah. It's Dirty Dom over here.
Dirty dumb.
I'll tell you right now. If you're a Star Wars nerd like I am, watched every
He's like,
goddamn
don't play this shit.
No,
Okay.
watched every movie, watched every show, animated, live action, up to the new shit. This game encapsulates everything.
Different eras.
Every era is touched in this game. Even eras that no media has touched yet. Because the next era of Star Wars is High Republic, which is their way of maybe saying, maybe not saying Old Republic. And this, like I'm telling you, there's tons of books about High Republic. I don't know what movies will adapt from that or how that helps build that story.
Yeah.
But in this game, we get High Republic characters, we get High Republic temples and story and lore. And like Gabriel said, it's all lore. So this is the first time we're getting High Republic in Star Wars media outside of a book. You know, he is a survivor of the Clone Wars. So we get a lot of flashbacks and inferences from Clone Wars era.
Yeah.
In this game, you're fighting both the Empire and people who have repurposed droids. So again, a Star Wars game where you get to fight both the Stormtrooper and remnants of separatist droids. If you've watched Rebels, you see characters that you've seen in the show Rebels. If you've seen, what was that live action one that I told you needed to watch with the guy from Rogue One?
Yeah. Just continue and it'll hit me.
Yeah, well, same thing. Like
Andor.
So, like, even if something as recent as Andor, they introduced the ISB, which is like the CIA, FBI of the Empire, and you see that in this game. We know about Inquisitors. We see them here. We know about Vader.
And the stuff that specifically this story sets up for Kel going forward.
Yes. Dude, it makes Kel, like, obviously, Anakin, awesome story, cool guy. Yeah. I'm just saying that Cal Kestis as a character deserves, like, he's up there. Like, he's a badass.
What project are we gonna get him in? Because we're gonna get him
Dude,
in
his own shit.
All I know is, like, the people, I'll tell you what the people want. They want to see Ahsoka. They want to see Cal Kestis. They want to see Ezra Miller, which is from
Ezra Miller.
Just kidding. Just Ezra.
Big Flash guy.
Not that guy. Screw that guy.
I don't know his last name. Ezra. I know who he is.
I just know Ezra from Star Wars.
He said Casey Anthony the other day. It was crazy, Casey Anthony.
But I'm just saying, people want, like, they want to see these characters. They want to see them live action. They want to, So we'll see what happens. But yeah, for sure, so far this year, that's my game of the year. It surprised me how good it was.
Do you think it's going to get dethroned by anything?
The game I'm looking forward to a lot is Starfield. I know I've mentioned that a lot before. I'm still really excited. Like, we're right around the corner from that game. I don't know what to expect. This is the first big title that they're releasing. That's a completely brand new IP. Todd Howard has said this is the game he's been wanting to make his whole life, but the technology wasn't there. They got bought out by Microsoft, which bought them like a year or two of development. So I hope that gave them the time to say, you know what, scrap the engine. We need to make it new. But we'll see what happens. Have some expectations for that game. And I hope that it's as grand as they've saying that it's going to be. I'm going to be playing that for sure. Besides that, I'm excited for Cyberpunk re-release, basically. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Any closing thoughts?
Hell yeah, dude. He said
Hell yeah.
he didn't need Harry Potter in Hogwarts, yet he went back and watched all Harry Potter's movies.
So you think he's bullshitting?
You need Harry.
You don't need Harry.
Harry is...
Why do the Fantastic Beasts movies suck then, huh?
Augie,
No
Chosen
Harry?
ones are boring. We
I
got Jesus Christ. The original Chosen one.
Anakin
The story's been
Skywalker.
told over and over.
Anakin is Jesus.
Yeah.
His mom's the Virgin Mary.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we heard it.
We heard it. That's the Bible. Now, I do want to just note something as I'm looking at this list. It's kind of sad because movies have been like this for a while, and now, like, we've talked about it, how, like, gaming now there's not that as many players, and the second A or the double A tier is gone. Now it's either just triple A or indie. Yeah. So look at, like, the top games. We have Zelda, Diablo, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars, Street Fighter, Dead Space, Final Fantasy, and all these games are either sequels, remakes, and the ones that so far, I mean, Starfield's going to come out. That's probably why it's such a big deal. It's an original IP. It's from a trusted developer. But then, like, we have Redfall that was supposed to be big for Xbox. That was a failure. That's their fault. Forspoken was on PlayStation, not a first party game, but it's like a second party exclusive failure. And then, like, Assassin's Creed, Fire Emblem, like, all these are sequels. And, like, the games that I just said, I was like, I like Hogwarts, I like Star Wars, and then what probably is going to top it is Spider-Man. Like, those are all established IP already.
Yeah.
It is kind of sad, but that's like a whole nother conversation. We got a whole talk about, like, where gaming is going forward. We already kind of talked about it in our podcast, but...
See, but imagine all this is coming out, right? And then a new game comes out that no one played yet called Fortnite. And then it just shits on all of them.
Or you can play all these games in our Fortnite.
So, the last games, these last 10 years, we named them all, right? Or the last 13 years. What game of all these is still on your PlayStation? That's the reality of it. It's freaking Fortnite. These
You
guys.
don't even play Fortnite anymore!
I know, but I updated it the other day.
All right.
That shit's sitting on there.
I have to admit, I don't even ever play Fortnite. The last time I played was when I played with you two. Remember when I got like that cool like robot anime girl skin? Yeah, they got me.
Well, to answer your question, Mortal Kombat X is still downloaded. That shit came out in 2015. Suck
Well,
it.
that's because they dropped. Did they have 11?
Yeah.
Or 11. So what happened with 11? You just don't like it?
It was a step down.
So X was 10,
X was 10,
and then 11 came out.
and now they're rebooting with MK1. Again,
I like that.
second reboot. But it still there's a story reason for it.
So like that of the last from 2010 till now, what would you say is the best game? 'Cause I would say probably Last of Us 2.
Best or favorite?
Best.
I don't even know how I would answer best. How do you-
Favorite.
my favorite game of all time is Last of Us 2. Now, if I was stuck on a desert island, I don't want to be stuck with Last of Us 2. You know, like, so
You know what you want to be stuck with?
probably like, I don't know, definitely an open world game. Give me the biggest open world game.
Augie, is there internet on this island?
Yeah,
You say
yeah,
Fortnite.
yeah, wait a minute.
Have fun with your survival.
Yeah,
mode.
wait a minute. Is there internet on this island?
You get a Starlink satellite.
Because first of all, you have power because you're playing a damn video game.
You powered it up with the potato. With a lot of
So
potatoes.
you just have
No
internet.
Wi-Fi. But you have electricity. You don't have a router.
See, you fools are lost. Because I'll choose a strategy game because it changes
Red
every
Dead.
time.
I'll play just Red Dead. Just
You're gonna figure out. You're gonna get so good at the game. You're gonna know how to beat it so good. You're gonna know like what strategy to use. You're
Maybe.
done. Red Dead, maybe. I was thinking maybe Grand Theft Auto, but maybe we get tired of killing people all the time. Just kill yourself. Jesus
But yeah,
Christ. How did we get here? I'm not gonna say Fortnite.
You brought it here.
you said
It's him. He wants me to say Fortnite.
Fortnite has left his mark and it's not going
Absolutely.
anywhere. You know,
I love Fortnite.
But like I was saying, if you were to pick a game in the last 10 years, it's probably Last of Us, which makes it too good to where it's like you're out of
For
this.
you?
You're out of this.
That's you.
you can only play it over so many times.
But yeah, that too.
To
But-
kill yourself.
Because before that, I would say the best game where I was like, oh shit, was Metal Gear 4. When I was like, this is great. Like I've never played a game where it's like the story's this crazy.
Where,
It's like-
where the director wants to be a movie director.
Yeah, it was like it was the first movie game. Like this is a movie game. Last of Us is a movie game. It's not a.
I like spaced out because I've been thinking about the desert island thing.
This guy's thinking of Rezo gun over here.
my answer might be Metal Gear Solid 5 because like that's the one that's been stuck on my
You know
mind.
what? That's not even a bad choice because
It's
one of
not.
the reasons that game was so good was the whole base building element.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you went in, you could kill, but it was more
come
beneficial
to your-
to capture.
come to your
It
base,
worked for
sweep
me
you real quick.
Yeah.
But like just the way you infiltrate a camp.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways you can do
approach it.
You could collect the people and send them on a balloon if you wanted to. You can sneak around. You can like do your own little
Just read a
thing and
comic
be like,
if
I
you
want to
want.
knife everybody. Yep. You can change the time of day.
That game honestly is so good because I love that era. The music was awesome.
You smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, like you feel like
Who smokes
boss.
cigarettes these days?
You feel like boss.
It's a weird story.
I love how you can approach every situation, the different companions you take with
Yeah,
you.
because you'd go on a hill, get your binoculars out, like, how am I going to do this
Yeah.
shit? And then the next
And
30
that's what I loved
minutes-
about Far Cry 3. Is I would scan out the base. I'm like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. But and it still has this charm. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 still has like that charm of it, like hide in a box and all the like little jokes and stuff about that franchise. And now the franchise is dead.
I mean, we can't leave on, we're trying to leave on a good note. Life is unfair and video games only bring so much happiness.
Bring Snake back.
All right,
They're slowly coming back.
we're gonna finish on whatever you say here. Send us home. What do you just say? Whatever you want.
Oh, I came here
You're
to
saying-
talk to him about aliens.
If you've been here this long,
When's
It's
Area
been
51,
fun.
51-2 coming out?
my name is Gabe. This is Big Brother Augie. This is other brother from another mother, Saul.
Cyber Soul.
If you've been here this long, or you just fast forwarded to the end, give us a like, subscribe, share,
Download
bell,
Fortnite shit.
everything.
It's free.
Until
It's
next
free.
time, peace out.
You gotta dance us out. Do applause.